Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 13th episode of Panel Punks. I am your host, Veni Akojo, the Stoker and Banana Los Miles Morales, and this is my co-host.
Hikaru Hiroki, the Cosmic Oni. I'm happy. I'm excited to talk about comics and the comic news because it's been a fucking big week for that.
Yeah, like the past 2 days, there was like
It really has.
bombshell
Yes,
shit dropped.
yesterday we were just sending each other like a bunch of stuff, and I was like, "Damn, this is just like so much shit like dropping all at once."
Yeah, but
I'm
why
excited.
don't we get into not this week, but last week? Because last
Yeah,
week was
talking about
free
the
comic book day hauls. We were gonna go over all of the comics that we got in depth.
mhm.
I'm only gonna cover the two that are relevant to like original stories regarding with current events. So like the two that I'm gonna be covering right now is the uh they're not to tell you that free comic day. They're comics giveaway day.
Some of
Of
them are, because they don't want to still have that title. I think
yeah.
it has something to do with like the publishing companies and stuff like
I think
that
it's
of
because
why
it's
they
because
don't do
Diamond
it.
shut down and like everyone's still
Yeah.
sort of like fractured. But I have
So,
the comics giveaway day of ASM and Queen in Black and Avengers Armageddon and a secret third thing they did not advertise in here.
nice.
Starting off with ASM. This was okay. It has two stories that I'm going to be talking about. I'm not going to talk about Hulk because I don't give a shit about Hulk. The first
No one does.
story follows. It's a John Romita Jr. thing, and it's like, oh, okay, sure, but it's about this supervillain called the Answer, and he's like, holding hostage, J. Jonah Jameson's conspiracy theorist podcast,
Oh my god, when I read that I was like, "Oh my goodness, come on."
and he's doing this not because he's not a super villain, but he's like confused about like the truth in the world, and like Spider-Man like talks about like, oh, you have to remember there are always like constants in this world, like the blah blah blah, this equation, and also the best pizza at blah blah blah, and they both say like the same place, and
I
then
love
and in the
that. That's so
background you hear
good.
like police officers going, actually I prefer this place, we're going to this place. um but it's just a decent story of like him just like saving the day, finding the answer in an unconventional way.
Well, I think
But
it's like during this time because he's talking about how he's like Mary Jane's Venom, a clone
yes,
took over my
so
thing. He's like,
this
"I'm so
so this takes
confused."
place right after Death Spiral, because Spider-Man's like, I'm just kind of here.
Yeah.
But we get a scene of his cousin. I don't. What was his name? Crane or something? Jonathan Crane? No, that's
Yeah, Dr.
Scarecrow.
Crane. It's not
Um,
it's not Scarecrow.
it's another guy named Crane in a comic book, and he's talking about like, oh, uh, I'm gonna review the DNA tests, and I'm not gonna sit because I don't give a shit. And then he finds 99.89% parental match with something Parker, and he's like, okay, I'll take a seat.
Uh-huh.
That person could be Ben, could
Be
be
May.
could be May,
Could be
could
Peter. It's a secret child. Again.
it could be anyone, and I
It
have a
really could.
feeling. So when I was looking at the solicits for Amazing Spider-Man, there was
Mhm.
a part. It was this like groundbreaking issue called The Talk, and it has Mary Jane, and it has Aunt May like sitting in a chair, kind of old or whatever. Um, we thought
Oh
it was gonna be
yeah.
like she's gonna have cancer or whatever.
Oh my
But
god. What if she reveals that she cheated on Uncle Ben? Oh my god.
that's that's what I'm thinking now. Now that like this
That's gonna be so
Crane person's so
heartbreaking.
like so prevalent is that she probably had a secret child, or they make Trouble canon, which I hope not. But
No, treble cannon. It's stupid. That will never, ever,
I hope.
ever
I hope it won't
be
be
canon. If they do, that's the day where Spider-Man like just dies
canon.
again.
Again.
It's like no,
It's one more
no.
day too. One more trouble.
Let's add on another thing that fucks up Spider-Man. That's right. Aunt May is his mother.
or you could say since past 3.
Uh, I hate
So
everything about
the
that.
next story in this book is a tease to the Queen in Black. It is Hela sending a bunch of symbiotes to wreck shit up on Earth.
Oh, that's
We
right.
see like a bunch of like different forms. There's like a Venom that's like very like grotesque and like very like hammerhead shark like. We see that in London, which is in front of a building that looks like the Capitol building from the U.S., which is very strange. I assume they have their own version of that somewhere. Maybe it's the House of Parliament. I don't know. You see like these Venoms, like kind of like long mullet hair, which I really liked. But they're invading New York City, and there's this old lady that's sort of like, I can't move, oh, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, we're gonna shoot you now. We're gonna set an example, and it gets jammed by webs, and we see Spider-Man and Venom and Flash Thompson and Black Cat,
And two
no,
characters, one of them I think is Tarantula, right? That looks like Tarantula.
when I
And
first
then I
read
don't know
this,
who that other character is.
do you know what I said verbally out loud? I said, "Where the fuck's Miles? Where is he?"
What?
Like I know the next page
Yeah.
shows a fucking advertisement for Spider-Versity.
Spider-Versity.
I don't give a shit. Where's Miles in Queen of Black? Is he showing up?
Probably in his own little team.
Maybe. I hope so. Maybe like him and Silk and Aranya or whatever. I don't know.
I think it's so weird that Spider-Man's going to be like a prominent character in this because it's more of like a Venom thing, you know?
It's a Venom thing, but it's Mary Jane Venom, so like they're having their cake and eating it too. I'm just hoping that there's. It seems like the further I look at this like event, the smaller chance it is that they're going to bring Eddie Brock back as Venom. I thought it was going to be like, oh, they defeat Queen in Black and like Eddie gets the Venom.
No, this is
symbiote.
gonna be that era of they're gonna try and change the suit for Mary
Yeah.
Jane. Remember they showed
Which
that in
looks
the previews.
fucking terrible. I still do not like that suit. But
Yeah.
I'm still holding out. That, like, is Eddie coming back? Because Eddie Brock is in prison, and they're gonna touch on that in Queen of Black. So is he showing up? Is he gonna become the new Null?
knows?
Again, because he was the King in Black before. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So moving on to
it's
the
tough
last
to
free
tell.
comic book day issue that I will be talking about. I also got like Sonic #1 and like something else, but I'm not. Oh, Power Rangers 0. But I'm not talking about those because there's reprints of like other issues.
I'll talk about that.
So this is a tease to Avengers Armageddon. It's sort of Days of Future Pasty, where it has like a bad future for the Marvel heroes, where like General Ross Red Hulk is like in a bad future where like he just kills all the fucking Marvel heroes, and like he's, he kills Iron Man, and Captain Marvel's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up, and then there's a reset, and then he like fucks up Spider-Man, and then Mr. Fantastic kills Red Hulk, and there's another reset, and then he's like in some UN conference, and he's talking about like, oh, we're gonna make America the planet, and then like he goes to a prison tower and he talks with Captain America, and Captain America's like, I'm gonna fucking make you pay for what you done to Tony and Carol and Peter, and then it cuts to present day, and he's, I guess, looking at some sort of machine that lets him see the future or whatever. He talks about like, I saw the future, and for better or for worse, it belongs to the people. And while I was extremely confused at what the fuck was going on, I actually been kind of excited for Armageddon, because it really does seem like it would just seem like there's going to be some major shakeup if like they're doing this shit in Armageddon. I thought it was gonna be like a big battle between like Avengers and Hulk, but no, it's gonna be like stretching across various like time periods. Maybe
I think he's just like making his battle plan is what he's doing. He's like using some kind of technology to perfect his plan
to
by
see the
seeing like
future,
every outcome.
which begs the
He's kind of
question:
doing what
he's using the
Doctor
same
Strange did.
he's using the same clairvoyant powers as that one guy from Civil War Two. So
That's what I was
so
thinking
maybe
while we were
Tony
talking
and
about it.
Carol will finally be like, "All right, fine, you were also right. Let's take down Red Hulk."
I think they're on the same team now. It's been a while since Civil War 2, so
Yes.
I don't think they're at each other's throats
But the
anymore.
final story was a very interesting one. It was never advertised as this. It's a teaser for Doom Quest. It shows a Doom bot going out, meeting the people, they're all celebrating, and he goes back inside. And he's like, "Oh, I'm Doom, but he's actual Doom, and I'm a Doom bot. And, oh, I pledged my allegiance to him, and he's everything to me." And he's talking in length about, like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself to basically reroute all of the Earth's power grid into Latveria for a brief second to power some new thing, but it's gonna have me sacrifice myself to do it. And he's talking about, like, "Oh, I'm doing it for Doom, I'm doing it for Doom." And the Marvel heroes show up and they're like, "Oh shit, it's for his new time machine, we gotta go." And like one of the final panels, they're like, She-Hulk is there for some reason, and she's like, "Do we need that bot for anything?" And Tony Stark says, "There's nothing of value there. It's just another Doom bot." And I'm like, "Oh, it's so good! Oh, it's so fucking good!" Cause like it's a juxtaposition of like, "Oh, I'm everything to Doom, and oh, my life is so worth it," and then Iron Man's just like, "He's useless. He's worthless. Whatever." And it's like, "Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good." I believe was it written by Ryan North? I believe this.
Yes, Ryan North is doing it.
No. I'm talking about like the story. I think
Oh, the story?
I think the
Is
prologue
it
is.
credited?
It don't think it is credited, but I think it is written by Ryan North.
I
I'm
imagine it's an excerpt from the book, so.
I'm still not sure if I'm gonna read it physically or
Oh
digitally,
yeah, it is.
but like
Okay, it does say that it's credited
yeah,
by Ryan North in the back.
I'm still not sure if I'm gonna read it like physically or digitally, but like we'll see. But yeah, that was such a that was like the best little story I read because it's like it's so short and self-contained, and yes, it's teasing future stuff, but like it's like a 3 pager, and it was great. I don't know, I really liked it.
I'm kind of interested in the X-Men stuff that was in here too. Like, I really thought like Cyclops' team, like taking out a bunch of like Hydra agents for a couple of pages, was just the neatest stuff. I love that page where he's just standing alone, and then each panel, more members started like showing up next to him, and I was like, oh, they're walking towards us. It's so badass. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that goes with the whole, you like apparently there's a mutant virus or something that people are making, and they're gonna try and make like everybody mutants. So I'm interested to see how that goes in the DNX event that they're doing.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the two issues that I read for Comic Book Day. What do you have?
I have a ton. We're gonna touch on some of these, not all of these. I got like at least 20 of the books. So,
Some of
real
like a
quickly,
few of the best ones.
yeah, I'm just reviewing the best ones. There was a Journey to the West, like a small little manga that, which by the way, Jim Zub, who like works for Marvel and stuff, helped like translate this.
Huh.
I was like, what? Interesting.
That's cool.
But it's a nice little story about like the little group from Journey to the West. It mostly focuses on Wukong helping this kid out who believes he has bad luck, but then he's like, no, you don't actually have bad luck. There was actually like a curse on this land that made like the well dry up, and I relate to this kid because people said I was bad luck, so I'm gonna help you. So he does, and it's really cute. The art style is good too. Um, I might check the rest of it out at some point in
Yeah.
the future. There was Lock and Key, which I've read some Lock and Key in the past. Um, this is crazy for a comics giveaway, by the way, for this issue, because Jesus Christ, there is a lot of blood. There is a lot of inappropriate things to happen in this book. So I thought it was good, but at the same time, like, damn, this is just like for people to grab and see. Hopefully, the kids' parents saw the mature rating on it. So I thought it was fine. There was a Supernatural book, which I thought was good. I've never watched Supernatural, but I thought the story in this was, you know, it was good for what it was. There was the Energon universe, which this one was basically just setting up all the Mask stuff because they're trying to put the show Mask into the universe of like GI Joe
The
and
show. Don't you
Transformers.
mean like the comic that was made into a Jim Carrey movie?
No, not that. A different Mask. There was
Wait! I always thought to talk about the Jim Carrey mask. We're talking about a different
no.
mask.
Yes, back in like the 80s there was this show called Mask, and it was about like this task force of people that wore specialized
Oh,
masks that do different
I
things, and
always
there's like
thought
an
they were
enemy.
bringing Jim
No,
Carrey mask.
that would have been a weirder crossover. Like, we're gonna bring in this guy who has a mask that's the mask of Loki, and I'm like, that doesn't
That
match with this
is
universe at all.
extremely bloody and gory for some reason. Like a little,
Yeah, in the
like some
comics,
real Mark Millar bullshit.
it's more of an anthology comic, as whereas the Jim Carrey movie is more like, we're gonna fully lean into the comedy side of this, and it's like, that is not what this was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it focuses on like the two different groups of the Mask universe, where there's this like evil organization of people. They're bringing people out of prison, giving them like their specialized masks that can shoot like lasers or like help them snipe people and stuff. And then the end is like, we're gonna get all of our people to help out since these bad guys are showing up. Then there's a teaser for Transformers where this lady is like on this desolate earth hunting and surviving, and the little teaser ends with her in like Ironhide's chest, like he's dead in the side of a mountain, and she's like using him as like a little home. So it's like, oh, we're gonna get like a peek into the future
Huh.
of like how the Transformers affected Earth or something. And
Interesting.
then there is a comic at the end for Void Rivals where somebody like crashes on Earth, and then, or not crashed on Earth, they crash onto Junkion is what it is, the junk planet from like the Transformers movie,
Uh huh.
the original movie, the animated one. They team up with people there, and they're like, we're gonna go to Earth. And then the last thing is GI Joe related, and it focuses on, who's this character? I think it's Destro. I want to say, what is his name? Zartan. No, it's Zartan. Sorry, Zartan, and he talks about how he used Energon from like the Transformers universe to gain his abilities to be able to transform his face, and now he's just become like addicted to Energon. So he's now impersonating like the leader of GI Joe to be able to get his Energon fix, and
Oh.
that's where like the teaser ends. And then they show like a bunch of different issues that they're going to be selling here in the future for like the Energon universe.
Yes.
So it was pretty good.
I think
I gotta say.
I think Energon special's coming out soon or now. I think it came out this week.
Energon special. This
Yeah,
is the Energon special though. Energon Universe 2026.
that's usually a paid thing. Was it a free comic book day thing? No, because I remember the Energon special being
This
like
is,
a
yeah.
paid thing. Like last
Yeah,
year,
this was a
I
free
paid
issue.
for a copy.
Yeah, because there it just like showcases like a bunch of the books in the back where it's Transformers, GI Joe, Wide Rivals, and Mask. So
Yeah,
because I think I also got an Energon
Okay,
Universe.
there's two of them.
Oh,
So there's Energon
interesting.
Universe 2026 special free comic book day edition that has 36 pages. It has Robert Kirkman, Dan Waters is in it. What the fuck? And Joshua
Yeah,
Williamson.
Dan Waters. What is he writing?
He's
in this?
reading Nightwing.
No, I was trying to remember. Oh, what series is he writing for?
Oh, I see
Oh,
how
he's
it
writing for
is.
Mask.
Okay, so what they're doing is they're giving out like basically most of or even all of the free comic book day version, and then they're reprinting it for it to be paid if you didn't make it. That's really weird.
That is weird. I imagine comic book shops still have issues where they're going to be free. So
But also at the
I
same
don't think
time,
anyone's...
Dan Waters is in it. What the fuck? He was
Yeah.
writing Nightwing.
He's writing Mask, the new series.
Oh, interesting.
So after that, I read Something is Killing the Children, Road to Slaughter, which this is another series written by James Tynion, who writes Exquisite Corpses. This book was just a lot of exposition about like how the world of Something is Killing the Children works, and I was like, okay, I am lost with a lot of this because this is so much. I probably would rather read the actual book, but in the back it shows you like how many books of this series there really are. There's like a ton apparently. There's like multiple series. So they have Something is Killing Children, House of Slaughter, and Books of Slaughter. And I was like, what? And they're already on like volume 8 of Something is Killing the Children, 3 volumes of Book of Slaughter, and 6 volumes of House of Slaughter. And I was like, holy shit.
Huh.
James Tynion is like writing his ass off.
They're bringing back comic horror anthologies.
Yeah. I'm interested
like
to see
World
the
of
Swamp
Suspense
Thing.
and House of Slaughter, Killing, Murder, Blood.
Yeah. And then we have the next level, which the only thing I read from this was the
Nothing was
it was
DC
the
next
fire
level.
yeah, the DC next level. The only thing I really read from this was the Firestorm stuff.
Oh no,
and
this
the...
is DC next level. Okay.
Yes. And the Barbara Gordon breakout stuff, which there wasn't really any text to it. It was just all black and white images,
Speaking
which
of
I thought was
fucking
neat.
Barbara Gordon breakout, I'm gonna have some words about this new Batman issue. Oh my god.
Oh, does it set up for that stuff? Okay.
Heavily, we'll talk about it.
Interesting. There was an issue of The Nice House on the Lake, which this is also written by James Tynion. This
He's read,
book,
like 10 different books.
I know, he's so good. He's just writing like a lot of horror. This is just a free issue of the first issue of this comic, and it sets up like everything that happens in it. Basically, this guy makes friends with a bunch of people throughout the years, and then he invites them to his house on the lake, and then it starts out with him talking to this girl, and he's like, how do you think the world's gonna end? And that's been a conversation they've had for like years. They finally get there, and he reveals, he's like, oh yeah, I'm an alien, and you guys are like the last survivors of Earth now, because I decided that we're gonna kill everybody. Like, I'm not gonna tell you how we did this, I'm not gonna explain who I am or anything, but yeah, you guys are stuck here now, and this is gonna be like your ideal world.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I don't know where the next few issues go for it, but I love how there's a lot of color at the start, and by the end of the issue, there's like, it's just all like blues and grays and blacks, and I was like, that's really interesting.
Huh.
So it leaves you in like a doom and gloom setting.
Right.
And then we have Power Rangers, the Power Rangers Zero issue, which I thought this was really good. The first story is about the OG Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and how they've all moved on, but you know, always a Ranger, always will be a Ranger, and
Once a
everybody's
Ranger,
like
always a Ranger.
always a Ranger. And then it shows like everybody has moved on. Like Jason's a teacher, Trini's a diplomat, Zach is like a public defender.
Wait. Is Trini part of the peace conference?
I think they talked about it at the start. It just says that she's a diplomat.
That's how my original actor left. That's what they wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Is that her? And I think Kimberly left as well.
Kimberly left later
and then
on.
she wrote a Dear John letter to
Yes,
Tommy.
she did. That was so sad. But it shows that all of them are still Rangers. What'd you say?
I still miss Jason David Frank.
Oh yeah,
the actor of Tommy.
It stinks that he's gone. But yeah, this issue shows that they are all still active Power Rangers in time, because Billy's like, hey, like I'm the only one who hasn't like moved on. I'm here at the Morphin Grid. There's no Zordon. There's no Tommy,
Wait, no
and we
Zordon. Did they do a Z-Wave in this as well?
no. He's just like he points to the tank, and it's just like black, and he's like he's not here.
Oh, he
And then they reveal
disappeared.
that there is a new like villain called Rita Rabiosa, and she's coming, and he's like, we need to fire. They reveal that there's like these newish looking suits for them. They're still Mighty Morphin, but they got like kind of a like small little different touches to them, where like the diamond design is different.
Huh.
It's kind of interesting. I like how they kind of look more adult looking.
But this is
So
still
I'm excited to see that.
mostly based on the Q Ranger suits.
Yes, or Zoo Ranger is what you're thinking.
Huh. Okay.
And then we get
It's a little weird how they're really basing the identity on the original designs and not like
yeah.
doing Zeo, but like okay.
I thought they were going to do Zeo stuff in the comic at some point, but I guess they are really pushing on like Mighty
They're
Morphin Power
milking the
Rangers,
original MMPR.
which is why I'm not super excited for it. Which I am excited for this next one though, Power Rangers Unlimited, which is a
It's
really cool idea.
Unlimited is written by Dan Slott. It's gonna have green.
No, no, stop. But this is a really cool idea where it's Trini, the original yellow Power Ranger, but she's kind of got like a different suit. It's a really cool like it's another variation of like the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger suit. But I like the design where it's got shoulder pads. It's got like dark and red. It's really cool. But she's taking it and like getting Power Rangers from all over the timeline and she's like, we're gonna all team up and we're gonna face like all these different.
Wait, like main timeline Power Rangers, like Zeo.
No,
or...
we got like Power Rangers from RPM in this.
Yeah, I was gonna say
and Time
like
Force.
RPM, Time Force, like people who would know how to traverse through. Well, no, they made like some sort of like traversal.
Well, there's other
system
Power Rangers too from the comic book and stuff.
Yeah,
in
the main series, they made some sort of like multiversal transversal like system, so that way they
I
can
imagine
have
it
really
has something to
easy
do with the Morphin Grid.
crossovers. Yeah.
It's really cool looking though. It's just a huge spread page of Trini, and she's like, "Unlimited Rangers ready," and then everybody saying their their transformation catchphrase. It's like, "Let's rock it! Time for Time Force," and all that. It's really cool. Like,
do they say RPM getting gear?
I think so. Yeah, RPM getting gears
Yeah,
right at the top.
Yep. Best Power Ranger series, baby.
Like I love the art style of this, and I'm hoping they keep it up. Then we get a preview of like I'm gonna say the worst looking one. I don't like the art in this, but it is Tommy, and he's in the future, and I guess this is an alternate future where like the bad guys won, and like the power coins didn't work, and he's like trying to get some kind of rations or something to help out, and then he finally gets them at the end, and him and Alpha, they're like together. Alpha's like the only one left with him.
Interesting.
But this is for Power Rangers Green is what it is, which I feel like they've done this story already, where it's Tommy's on his own and it's after Power Rangers, and I'm like, okay, like I've seen this story before. So it's fine. And I'm more excited about the Power Rangers Unlimited stuff. But to move on, because I'm supposed to be like talking about these stories really quick. There's the Sonic one. Sonic one was cool. Basically, Sonic is just beating up a bunch of robots.
Probably
Tails
just a
helps
reprint
them.
of like #1 from IDW.
I think so, because it felt familiar reading this. Like I had read it before somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a bunch of Sonic and Tails beating the shit out of people. The Future's Fucked, which this book I recommended that you read. I originally thought this was by Image Comics, but apparently not. It's by an imprint called Hacker Comics, and it's all
probably
about
an imprint of Image though.
Maybe I don't see Image on this at all. Like there's no Image logo.
Huh.
So I thought it was, but I think I just saw it on League of Comic Geek and thought it was a image book because it
Right.
looked like it. But this book is about like people in the future that are like fully in VR now. Like the real world is like kind of like gone, and you have like no rights. Is what it's saying. Like there's like a whole spiel at the start. Uh, what's it say? The hacker wars are over. The black hats won. You no longer have rights. Only terms of service. That's how it begins. But
Sounds like Black Mirror,
it's
but comics.
kind of, yeah. Like it's about like this little group of people, and they go into this simulated old western place where it's gonna have like a bunch of like hacker events, and then it kind of goes wrong with this guy trying to do a magic trick, and this giant white rabbit monster tries to attack them. Um, they end up realizing that the hats that they're wearing, like the cowboy hats that they were choosing at the start, actually had like these little like technology around the rims, so it's like, oh, that's how they were like hacking into our things.
Oh.
And then in the comic, I like it because there's like little links to like songs and stuff. Because there's one part where the main guy's like, I remember this song that was like happening on the piano back there, and then it's like, oh, if you want to listen to that song, here it is
Ah!
in the comic. And I was like, oh, that's super cool. And then in the back, they have like a bunch of links to a bunch of hacker stuff. And then
Huh.
they also have like a little tips of like how not to get hacked, how to set this up, like put a 15 to 16 digit like password. Make sure that you always change your password. Make sure that it's not easy to get. And then like the last tip is like read comics, and I was just like, nice. So
How to
and then
not
in
get
the
hacked.
bag,
Step 1, use Linux. Step 2, buy our
they do
comics.
mention Linux in this book. They do mention Linux. They talk about all these things that you can set up. It's like Windows, networking, coding, Linux, security standards, like a lot of different
You
phase
should you should
plans in
send that
here.
to me.
I should give you this one because I'm like you would fully be invested in this.
Send
There's
that to me.
just a bunch of links for like a bunch of different things in here
Yeah.
that I might even like look into some of this because it interested me. And
Well,
then
you should also just swap to Linux, but that,
yes, yeah, that's a whole progress that I'll learn someday. Then we have School Bus Graveyard, which this is a webtoon comic, and you can tell because the quality is kind of low on this book. I'm not gonna lie, I was very surprised this got like published. I think it's interesting that the style is so scratchy and stuff, but like I do think it kind of also backfired
What is
in
this
that
called?
sense where it's like, oh, I can tell this is kind of like a amateurish artist making
School
this book.
Bus Graveyard.
Yeah, the art style is very
Oh, it's very like 2013 Ask
yeah.
Tumblr bullshit.
The art in
Oh.
the back is good. I do like there's like actually printed art and stuff that they show. I'm like, oh, this is cool, but I don't know if I'll read any more of that. And then the last thing was
It
Conan Kaiju
ended.
Tyrant.
Apparently season 2 it ended. Interesting.
Oh wow.
And there's a little thing on the top of the page. It's like, series coming to print. Pre-order your copy of School Bus Graveyard Volume 1 today. And it's like, really? Not gonna redraw it? Okay.
Yeah. And then the last thing I read was the Conan Tides of the Tyrant King, which this is like first stories about like Conan and then this war hero in like 1918, and it's like a back and forth story of these two warriors and how they survived war. And I was like, okay, what is this leading to? And apparently like it's just leading to this war guy in the 1980 like 18s somehow finding something in a china shop that relates to Conan or something. And I was like, okay, I don't know anything about this. And apparently these two worlds are gonna meet up somehow.
Huh.
So I'm not a huge Conan fan, so I obviously didn't know anything that was going on.
Honestly, probably just grabbed whatever you could, because at my LCS it was 5 for non-buyers.
Yeah, I had a lot that
And I was really
read.
tempted to like get like they were selling like absolute Batman Superman Wonder Woman like hardcover
Nice.
like dust slip foil things, and it's like I want to get one of those, but
I bought the first volume of Absolute Wonder Woman, so at some point I'm gonna read that.
Will they sell like the hardcover like dust jackets?
No, the I only got the one that was like a
Cause that
trade
was
paperback.
the two things they were really advertising was like besides free comic books is like we have special editions and G Willow Wilson was showing up and that was it.
Yeah, no, unfortunately I didn't get my third dust jacket one because remember I showed you that for Christmas. Like one of my cousins was just so generous and got me like four different like hardcover dust jacket comics. And I was like, what the fuck? This is like $100, dude. Like, why'd you
Yeah.
spend this much on me?
Yeah.
Like, we don't even talk. We
Yeah.
don't even talk.
How do you know you
And
were in the comics?
I well, we have a what's it? We have a list thing for like our family where it's like, oh, put a wish list up, and then uh, you draw your names here on this like app that my aunt does,
Oh, Secret Santa!
and
You're doing
that's
Secret
how.
Santa.
Yeah, it was a Secret Santa type deal, but like, it still surprised me that they went that far with it because I was like, geez, it's like I got like All Star Superman, I got Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which that cover Supergirl, the Woman of Tomorrow is probably like one of my favorite like dust cover hard
Damn.
covered books. I was like, damn, this is good. And then they also got me like first volume of Absolute Superman and Absolute Batman, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Huh.
This is crazy.
Nice.
So that was funny, and they weren't even there. I don't think they were even there. They were too busy, but they got it for me, and then they gave it to like their parents. And they're like, "Here you go." She's like, "What the fuck?
Nice.
Thanks, cousin. I don't talk to."
All right, is that it for your haul for Comic Day haul?
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
That was like everything that I read.
Let's move on to
The actual comics.
comics that were released this week. Starting with a comic that was wait, no, you're not getting to that until next issue. So you're gonna read something that came out this week, which is Wolverine.
Oh yeah, Wolverine, Weapons of Armageddon.
Number 3.
Let me pull up the issue here real quick because I read this yesterday and I had like a lot of other books I was reading as well.
This was the one comic cover I did not download. Fuck.
Well, while you're pulling that up, I'll pull up the issue as well and talk about this. If I can find it. Where? Oh, okay, there it is. It's like I have this book.
Wait, no.
Oh yeah, it says Armageddon
this was
assembles
last
into
week's. Okay, no, I was right. This was last week's.
Yeah, okay. This issue like it's talking more about David Colton, the more current like stand-in Captain America that was introduced in the
Because
Chip
this is
Zdarsky
written
Captain America book.
This is written by Chip Zdarsky.
By
Yes. So
Chip
so this
Zdarsky.
was Dave Colton was a character in like the original like first few issues of Chip Zdarsky's Captain America run.
Mhm.
And he's potentially going to get an origin box in Armageddon. It's not exactly clear, but we think it is. Not entirely sure.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, this one like goes more into the past and how he how he was experimented on. And they revealed that like the super soldier like serum that they gave him will only like make him live for like a little bit. Like it starts to affect his heart, and that's why he's not been like Captain America for a while. Because they go into like a backstory where they show a friend of his that was supposed to be like another test subject, and he just like dies. He's like having like really bad like heart failure because they were like
Huh.
chasing after some guy because this is during like the Iraq War and stuff, and they're hunting down people after 9/11. So yeah, that happens, and then his friend dies, and then he is like criticizing the doctor. He's like, "What the hell? You told me like this would make me a soldier." He's like, "Yeah, but we're like." It will trade like some of your life, so you get like maybe 10 years until your heart starts really having like bad problems.
Huh.
So yeah, that sucks. And then they fought Nuke at the start of this issue, and
Yes.
Nuke shot like a fucking grenade launcher at the cabin, and then Terry dies, unfortunately, the lady that they were with who was hunting the mutants down. And I think it's so funny, the kid that they've been showing throughout the issues that they're hunting down, they keep showing like his mutant form on these covers. He has not looked like that once in this.
Huh.
He's just been like beaten up. And then at the end of the issue, I think this is Nuke at the end. Let me check real quick because he has an American flag buckle.
Yeah, if he has an American flag, then he's probably Nuke. 'Cause he has an American
Yeah, I
flag
think it's
on
him, but
his
he's like
face.
fully, he's like super roided out, and he has the mystery box, like the
The origin
thing
box.
from the ultimate, yeah, the origin box in his hand. And he's like, we're gonna see what this thing does. So like next issue is where everything wraps up, and we'll see if this origin box gets opened.
It most likely will, but by Colton.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if anything actually happens, because like I will say these issues have not been super eventful. I will say that.
Huh.
Like there's been stuff that's been revealed, but like I kind of expected like more to happen in the last 3 issues, you know?
Right.
If this is going to be leading to like the big event, the big Armageddon event. So,
Yes.
that's my thoughts on it.
But I want to hear your thoughts on apparently the worst thing last week.
God,
which
oh
was
my god.
Tell me why it's bad. Also, you disappeared on your end.
Oh, did I? Where'd I go? Am I here?
Your video is like you're not even there. There we go. Okay.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was because I minimized it, or like I
Don't minimize it
or something. Oh, okay. Got you.
So, tell me why this is bad. I'm your comic therapist.
Okay,
now.
okay.
Tell me how this made you feel.
This pissed me off because like the last few issues of Planet She-Hulk were like on the planet of, Sakaar, and you're dealing with a bunch of like hidden groups and stuff like that trying to take down this evil king, and She-Hulk has to like juggle all this stuff that's happening while Hulk's gone, and it's like there's betrayal, there's really cool like fights, and then the last issue ends up because the previous issue is like, oh, you're gonna be the new queen of Sakaar because you're like the most fit to be it. Then we cut to the next issue, and she's on Earth again, and she's doing like her lawyer shit, and it's like, what? And then one of the ladies who, remember how she had somebody betray her, right? And she comes in and she's like, oh, hey, She-Hulk, what's up? I know that I betrayed you, but can you forgive me? And like, I'll explain what happened because you don't remember anything. And it's just a bunch of pages of her explaining how they fought people, and apparently she ruled and appointed all these people, and she healed Jack Hart. And I'm like, so okay, you didn't have enough issues to tell the story you
So
wanted,
the
so you just
entire
jumbled this
series
shit.
was worthless then. What the
fucking
fuck?
hated that. And they're making like fourth wall breaking jokes. I'm like, you were not doing this in the previous issues.
What the
Like,
fuck?
I get it. I'm like, I get it. That's what She-Hulk does in the other books, but you aren't doing that in the other issues. Like, why are we
I
doing
hope
that
She-Hulk turns the camera and goes, Marvel wasn't paying me enough for this bullshit. I'm out of here.
No, it's worse. Like, the character that betrayed her is acting like it's all chill and everything, and she's like, she even mentions, she's like, oh, remember when you did that thing in the one shot? And I'm like, why are you breaking the fourth wall, and why are we so chill with you? Because you are a piece of shit who betrayed She-Hulk. Like, why are we acting so buddy?
So this is like, and I'm gonna talk about this later. This about how rushed Batman's Happy on this. This is like if it was even more rushed and like, oh, we're about to fight Shutdown. And then it cuts to Zack being young again.
Fine.
And then,
there was
young
enough pages for
Batman Beyond is like,
inside.
hey, remember all this bullshit? We had it off screen. You can totally be like now.
You need to read and compare this, because like Batman and Static is fine. Like, I thought it was great.
I'm gonna talk about it. Don't worry.
Because this is like how you don't finish a comic. This is how you like. Stephanie Phillips obviously like wrote herself into a corner with this last one and was like, damn, I can't do whatever I wanted to do in this last issue, so I'll just do a script where we rush everything. Like, It's
I
so
get
dumb.
that
And at
they,
the
I
end,
get that they can the
at the
cosmic
end,
line, but what the
that
fuck?
character, that character who betrayed her is like, "Hey, can we stay and be roommates now?" I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like literally, just fuck you. Because at the end, it's like, "Now we're setting up for the wacky adventures of She-Hulk and your friends," and I'm like,
The fuck?
"No, fuck you, fuck this series for like pulling that shit at the end for me."
What the fuck?
I I do not like that. And I think they were trying to do the shit that they were doing at the end of the She-Hulk series, like the TV show thing, where it's like all these things that we were building up for, fuck you.
Which, by the way, I believe the middle of this series was written by Cody Ziegler.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we would talk about that a little bit because there is a quote post from Blue Sky that he was talking about that ties into like his time at She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I hated it. I think it was like probably the worst thing I read because it kind of was just like all the things that we were building up for, you're just gonna see a real quick thing for. It's not gonna be like satisfying. It's in this character that, you know, shouldn't have been redeemed, should have been put in prison and stuff, gets to be forgiven, and I'm like, no. No, why are we changing like the whole genre of the book now? Like,
Huh.
get out of here with that shit. It was not
Well,
satisfying at all.
well, there is something that I'd like to present to you. A little bit of like mind bleach. Like Spider-Man. Let's talk about Spider-Man.
Let's talk about Spider.
Let's talk about Spider-Man. Because I actually really enjoyed this issue. So this is sort of the. It's like an. They always do this with like these books where it's like a major arc and everything is happening and then it ends and then there's an in-between issue of like just a little breather for the next arc that's coming up, because this next arc is gonna be fucking wild, dealing with like maybe Aunt May cheating or having a secret child or making double canon or something like that. So we see Peter's just laying down in bed and he's like, man, uh, Death Spiral was really strange, man. And then you hear this like
says
big
that word for
green
word.
glow, and then it's Doctor Strange, and it's apparently following up in Eight Deaths of Spider-Man from fucking Zeb Wells, which I did not read.
Oh no! Fuck that shit.
It's supposed to be that Spider-Man in Eight Deaths had a future version of him go help him punch, I think, Mephisto or something, and then like he tells him, hey, hang in there, everything will be okay, and then close the portal. And Doctor Strange's like, hey, you need to close this fucking time loop, but there'll be a timer next time, everything will fuck up, bye. And Peter's like, ah, shit, I gotta go. So like he's on a fucking time crunch and he's swinging around and he like helps defeat some like super villains. This like couple, like this girl with like long hair and like a bikini, and like this guy who's like kind of looks like Infernal Hulk, but like with pants or whatever. But like and like the guy turns into like goo after being covered in sauerkraut from the hot dog cart or something, and he's like, oh shit, I gotta go. And then there's another thing that happens where he's at the Fantastic Four building and it's following up on the space arc. Simbi and Glitch and the alien girl who really wants to fuck Peter, they make out in this. They're like, hey, we're not sick anymore, we're all better now, and
let's go.
And like the Fantastic Four helped us and everything, and I found out I am lactose intolerant, and she's like, you never told me ice cream would hurt, Peter. I crave more of that sweet anguish. And then he's like, oh shit, I gotta go. So he fucks off, and we cut to Peter's friend who's working at the science place, who's going to turn into a new Spider-Man villain named Spore. He has like a bunch of mushrooms that's like growing on his skin, right. And he's talking. He hears like voices in his head and everything. His name is I don't think it says his name. I know his name is in another comic. I just forgot his name. But
Mhm.
we cut to Rand, who works at Rand. So we cut to Rand Industries, where like Peter's talking with some people. They're basically wrapping up that arc, and they're like, "Hey, there is someone who sabotaged your code, and it's a fucking brain teaser or something." And Peter thinks himself, "Fucking Ben Riley, he ruined that shit." And the boss is like, "At best, you have split personalities that code differently. Unlikely is you barely have one personality. Worst best, we were outsourcing the programming and taking credit for it. Unethical, but more likely. Worse, you vibe code it with AI, which makes me puke in my mouth." And Peter's like, I can't explain it. I'm sorry. Like, and she's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna suspend you until our investigation is clear." And he's like, "Okay, fine." So he turns in his bed. He's like, "Oh man, I like that job." We cut to Times Square, all the aliens. Which, by the way, I want to talk about this very, very briefly. Simbi is a comic industry plant. Because I've heard
100%.
because I love Jeff, right? We all love Jeff, but they're trying to turn Simbi into Jeff 2 or Jeff 2.
Yeah, because the free comic
And
book issue, like there was a free comic book day issue that I gave my nephew, and guess who was in it?
Simbi.
It was Simbi. Simbi was in Spider-Man and His Amazing
I
Friends.
don't know a
which is, like,
single
that
person who
kid's
was
show.
like, Simbi's the greatest. Oh, we're gonna have a Simbi and
He
Marvel
definitely
Rivals.
is an industry plant.
Like, they're making it's Simbi book, and I remember
They're
all
trying
the
to do
fucking
Jeff
comics
again.
and League of Comic Geeks being like, "Who the fuck is this guy? We know who fucking likes him. Get the fuck out of here, no Jeff." And I remember
Jeff
some being
is
like,
good.
"I hate Jeff, and this is even worse, Jeff." And I'm like, "No one fucking hates Jeff. Shut the fuck up."
Jeff is great.
So
He's
there's a
life.
panel in this like scene of them in Times Square, of them walking by a place, and she says, "So as long as there's no lactose, I will be fine. Is there a lactose in Bubba Gump Shrimp Company?"
Oh
And
my
Glitch
god.
says, "Copious amounts." And the alien's like, "I am certain it'll be fine. Let's go see." And I remember sending this panel to fucking Hikaru like a few nights ago and be like, "God, I miss Bubba Gumps."
Yeah, I meant to message you. And I was like, I've never been to Bubba Gumps ever.
There's one in Universal City Walk in Florida that's really fucking good.
Ooh, I might have to
So-
try it at some point.
So so Spider-Man's finally getting to the time paradox, and he's running on a building, and he punches this demon guy. I don't know who his name is, but he punches him, and you see Peter in the 8th Death Spider-Man, a different suit, and he's like, "Hey, everything's gonna be okay. FYI, the data you had before Kairos time jumped about creating a device to detect when this future jump happens is spot on. I have faith in you, but look, I can't say too much. Hang in there, okay?" And he's like, he's lying through his teeth because Death Spiral happened, and he's kind of depressed. And so he's kind of moping on a fucking rooftop, and he's like really depressed. Then Kintsugi shows up! You know, Kintsugi from like the one-shots that Joe Kelly wrote. They remember that like really fucking good, amazing Spider-Man annual #1 written, drawn by Federico Vizzantini?
Oh yeah. The speedster character.
I think? No. That's a different guy. I'm thinking of a different guy. But Kintsugi's like a one-off Spider-Man sidekick guy. And he's apparently in Amazing Spider-Man 972, which is way before I read Spider-Man. So, he's on a roof, and he's like kind of moping, and Kintsugi's talking to him, and he's like, "Okay, well, you really helped me out. You made me feel a lot better." And he's like, I'm gonna web away, and he runs out of webbing, and he's like, "Fuck, I'm just gonna walk it." But but Kintsugi like fucks off, and he's like, "All right, you heard the kid," because Kintsugi's talking about like, there was like this Japanese form of art called kintsugi that you like rebuild something when it's like destroyed, and like your flaws make you stronger, and blah blah blah. And he's like, "Oh, the kid's right. Cracks make you stronger. Hang in there, Spider-Man. It's all gonna be fine." In the corner, "In 2 weeks, Spore!" And it's like, "Oh, nothing's gonna be fine."
Oh no.
Oh boy, I can't wait until Peter's life gets ruined again.
That's Spider-Man comics for you though. Let's be real.
Yeah, but that's why we love him.
Yeah,
He's a
sometimes.
fucking wreck, but we love him.
We
But yeah,
love
I thought
Peter
this
because
was
he
a
stays
really,
optimistic.
I thought this was a really good like little. It's not a one shot, but like a little one off, like in between, uh, issue. I thought it was really good. Next week's gonna be Spore though. Next week we're getting
Hmm.
Spore, and it's gonna be really interesting seeing the birth of a new major Spider-Man villain. Like I'm
Yeah.
wondering if like this character is gonna be super popular to where we get like a lot of stuff about him in like movies, TV shows, etc. I'm not sure
I don't know.
because that's what
They've
happened.
tried
That's
with
what
a
happened
few.
to Mr. Negative. He was so
Yeah,
popular,
Mr.
he
Negative's like
appeared in the PS4
memorable.
games. So I'm wondering
He's
if
very, very
Spore is going to
popular.
be sort of the same thing, or prediction. Spider-Man 3 is still being worked on. It's still in sort of early-ish development. We know Silk is going to be a playable character in it. What if they
Yes.
put Spore in there?
I don't know.
That could be
I
good
feel like
synergy. That could be good synergy.
I don't know. He'll be very new, so I don't know if
But
they'll do that.
that's
Mr.
good
Negative's
though.
a character where he's like iconic and people know about him even if they really haven't like read the comics. They know about him in like the comic atmosphere, I guess.
I never knew about him until the fucking games.
Really? Really? He was like a huge character in the comics, so
Yeah. But I thought I really enjoyed. I think I enjoyed it. I gave it an 8. I gave it an 8.
nice.
All right. Now it's
Talking
time
about some hands.
for.
We're gonna be throwing some
I'm gonna
hands.
give you some hands in Deadly Kunlun number 3.
You're gonna hand it over to me. That's what you should have said.
Shut the fuck up. Just read.
Yeah, we're
it.
talking about Deadly Hands of Kunlun, which, God, this comic's so good. So we're still facing the forces of Kunlun, like the evil forces, with Lin Fang, who is Lin Li, the current Iron Fist's brother. He's trying to take over like all of the realms and revive this one guy. What's his name? He is trying to revive Chio, the god of war. That's who
Oh.
he's trying to revive. And we open up the issue, and Danny Rand is like with Osiris, like we remember he's become Ghost Fist, and he's like, "What the fuck? Why didn't you tell me like, uh, you know, why didn't you tell me that Kunlun is under attack from Lin Fang? We need to go like stop this." And Loki is like playing both sides, so he's talking with Osiris, and he's like, yeah, if we don't stop this, Chio is gonna be revived." And Osiris is like, "Shit, he's like the one guy I almost didn't beat. We need to go get him." So Danny and Loki are about ready to enter the fight, but the last issue ended off with apparently the bad guys found this portal to Atalan, which is where the Inhumans live, and Karnak, who is like the best fighter like in existence, starts fighting and beating the shit out of like everybody. His one power as an Inhuman is to find the flaws in like everything. So that's why he's like so good at fighting. He's just like, "Oh, here's your weakness. Oh, here you go. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." So he's
Huh.
just like kicking fucking ass. Like the Davos guy, the big muscular Iron Fist looking dude, with the purple mask. He gets his ass like handed to him immediately. So that's pretty cool. Arrow, who is like another one of these Chinese characters that they were trying to introduce in the comics, is also here and is also an Inhuman apparently, who worked
Nice.
with Iron Fist during a time when he was like a sword master, and they were part of the Agents of Atlas. So they're teaming up, and he's having like reminiscing about that. So he starts like making a plan of like how are we gonna take these people down. So they start using like everybody's power. So he gets White Tiger to use the power of the Tiger God to fly them up to the tower. It's a really cool illustration of like this green uh ginormous tiger that they're flying on the back of, because I think they're using Arrow's powers as well to make like wings on it. And Pei, his like uncle, I want to say it's the older guy who helped with the portals and everything. He put like armor on it, so it's like a mix of like all three of these things, and they're just flying up and like attacking people and beating the shit out of everybody, and everybody's going like hardcore, awesome, beating the shit out of everybody. Pei and White Fox are also in Kunlun beating the shit out
I
of
know
people.
White Fox.
If I
know that White Fox
Yeah,
character.
you know White
She
Fox.
was in Marvel Rivals.
Which I'll say her suit is way better in Marvel Rivals, and she has a nice ass, and we'll leave it at that.
So it's Psylocke
But anyways,
again.
Sort of. But then Pei and White Fox find a resistance of like kid Iron Fist, like their trainee Iron Fist, and they start like making more of a resistance there to try and beat people up. Iron Fist and his gang are trying to like make their move to destroy the tower. There's a bunch of monsters that are fighting, and then Lin Feng, Iron Fist's brother, shows up. They start fighting, and he takes the shards out of Iron Fist's hand that he uses when he was like sword master and everything. Takes that out, turns it into the sword of Chio. So now he has the sword of this war god. He takes that sword and he cuts one of the arms off of Iron Fist. And that's where the issue ends. Iron Fist only has one arm, and the next cover is him like holding his arm. The blood is like everywhere, and it's just like, oh shit. What is Iron Fist gonna do?
He's gonna get his arm back, obviously.
I don't know. I don't know how he's gonna get his fucking arm back.
No, he's such a like C-list character that like they could get away with anything with this character. They could kill him off in this issue. I don't know.
I mean, look. In this comic, we're seeing like the downfall of Kunlun and like all these team ups of like Daredevil, White Tiger, White Fox. Like, it's a really cool comic, and I don't think many people are talking about it, and I think it needs to be talked about. It's like we're throwing like everything on the wall here just to have some exciting shit, and I'm just like, this is cool. I like it. I can't wait to see what happens in the next issues. The next issue is not the conclusion issue either. I think this is like at least 5 to 6 issues.
Right.
So I'm interested to see what they do. So
You know
I'll give it a 8 out of 10. I really liked it.
You know what's just really cool? Miles Morales.
Yo, mama. Okay.
Talking about Arth Whip. This is not a
Whip.
new Miles comic. Well, it's sort of, kind of. It's reprint of the Infinity Comics. But I bought this because it's Cody Ziegler Miles, which is the best Miles, besides like Bendis Miles. This was really fun. It's not essential. It's not essential reading, but it was such a. It felt like a final hurrah to Cody Ziegler's massive reign, albeit dynasty, of Miles Morales, because he was writing Miles Morales fucking everything.
Yeah.
This is 2 stories they compile together. It is one where he is with a Genki. The art is really fucking good in this first one. I believe the art is by Alessandro Miracolo. Really good, like stylized art. It's so good. Like the faces are like so expressive and like so cool. So they're going to some museum to do a research paper. Miles is dropping them off. It's Miles and Genki. They're sort of like going around this museum of like pottery or whatever. We see 2 villains. I think the names are Bumble and Vesper or something. 2 bee-themed villains. They're like trying to steal this like priceless like pottery, and Spider-Man tries to stop them, and they shoot honey everywhere, and he's trying to like beat them or whatever, and he stops them, but the pottery breaks. It breaks.
Oh no.
And he's like, oh no, what the fuck am I gonna do? So they come up with a really brilliant strategy of using the honey gun to like. You remember talking about like Kintsugi of like the art of like building something when it's destroyed? It's that.
Yes.
Which is very funny. They like rebuild it to where it looks a little different. There's like little like honey and like the cracks, but like it looks good. So they bring it back to the to the curator or the whatever of the museum, and he's like, "Wow, this looks really cool. Do you want a job here? You can start cleaning up stuff and doing stuff." I'm like, "Yes, we're broke, please." And Spider-Man and Miles Morales like, "Man, that was so cool, but this was for a research paper." And he's like, "Don't worry, I wrote everything down."
Nice.
The next issue is, or the next story in this, it's only 2 stories, takes place after God Wars. This was during the arc where
Oh wow.
you remember this, like last year, like Spider-Man,
Yes.
the fucking amazing cover. I still have the cover of like Spider-Man and Shift taking down like a bunch of like Greek gods, Hercules and shit like that, and like Kwani or Kwanki or something. There's like the spider god from Wakanda's there. It was really cool. So he's like up on a rooftop with Gust, who was part of the Kate Killers project that I believe like some supervillain was trying to run that like wanted to, it was during like Game War, I think. They're all hanging up on a rooftop and the top like, wow, that God War stuff was pretty wacky. And there's another like speedster supervillain that's like running around and like they're trying to stop her. Shift is there, which is really cool. I always love Shift. I hope he appears in the Brian Hill ongoing.
Let's hope that they like stay on with that.
Or they'll pull Benjamin Percy and kill him off in the first issue.
Oh no! Please
So,
no.
Gust has like a stuttering problem and also like a confidence issue, and so she's trying to fight this like speedster villain, and the speedster villain's like really like kicking her whatever hurts. He's like, oh, like making fun of her speech impediment.
Oh, what the frick?
But they stop
What do you
her, and the speech is like, "What the fuck are you doing, you idiots?" And Miles Morales like, "Money isn't fragile. We what?" And the bag pours out, and the speedster's like, "Use your eyes, Aranita. It wasn't money. I was stealing, you moron. It was medicine."
Oh my god.
And it has to be continued.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna see more of this.
No.
No?
I believe this is trying to get people to read the webcomic, the Infinity comic. Like,
Oh, so we're not going to see more of the webcomic just translated into the physical comic?
It would be nice. I would buy it, but I
Same.
don't think so. But overall, this is really
Interesting.
fun. It was just a fun, light, like non-essential read for Miles. I'm a big Miles fan, so like I really liked it.
That almost reminds me of remember the dinner or Meals to Astonish where it just kind of ended. I told you that, where it's just like it ends and then there's no to be continued, but it's a webcomic.
Right.
I feel like it's kind of like that. Like they want you to go read that, and it's like you can't do that to people.
Yeah.
You got to show them where it's at and stuff. So.
But yeah, I thought it was really good. Speaking of really good, we're getting to Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
I have a feeling that this run by Ryan Hill or Ryan North, it's probably gonna end soon. But I really enjoyed this issue. It was dealing with Invincible Woman. This is Invincible Woman coming to Earth, and like the other like Fantastic Four people also coming to Earth after they're like side of the universe trying to save Galactus or whatever. Do you remember that Will of Doom comic, that like one shot that Chip Zdarsky wrote? Remember at the very end where like Valeria has like a bunch of Doom bots that Zdarsky was trying to set up for future like use?
Yes.
They appear in this, and it's really funny because like Valeриa's like, "All right, I made a bunch of Doom bots, and they're gonna stop Invincible Woman," and Invincible Woman just like crumbles them in a second. It's like, oh fuck.
Nice.
Like, I heard a comment from the Comic Geeks being like, Zdarsky tried to pull that shit, and Rhino was like, nah. In like single panel, which is really funny. So we also like Deadpool. Deadpool weren't even in it, and they're trying to fight Invincible Woman, and she's like ripping them apart and like tearing their skin and flesh
Oh my God.
off. It's really freaky. But eventually they kind of pull a Deus Ex Machina of like, oh, we distracted you just in time to have you like supernova and like try to wipe out Earth. But secretly, I made all of the future Foundation people like go invisible and like put like a trap around Invincible Woman and like trap her in a ball. And she
Okay.
gets unconscious. It seems like she may be brain dead, but she's still breathing.
Oh.
Like in a massive coma, basically. And Maria Hill is like, yeah, so that's the kind of support you can get if you renew the Future Foundation. He's like, all right, fine. So they go back to the other side of the universe because they made a portal, and Scarlet Witch is like, oh, I can make a portal back again. They find that Galactus is dying, and if they Galactus is a constant in the multiverse. If he dies, things are going to fall apart. So they need to save him and fast. In his stomach, there is a black hole in it that's like crumbling. That is not the last time you will hear a black hole this week. There's another issue that deals with it. So he's like, he has like this black hole in his stomach, and it's like, we gotta save him. We don't know how. And this Invisible Woman's like, hey, Johnny, you need to like bright up his golden supernova, shoot light into him. It doesn't work. And then Galactus reaches out his hand, his little finger touches Invisible Woman, and turns her into a Herald of Galactus. She's all silver, like Shala Ball.
Oh, shit.
She's a Herald of Galactus now. And she knows all the secrets of the universe. And so she flies him and goes, okay, Johnny, take the light of the universe! And she, like, takes his power on the light of the universe and, like, beams it into Galactus! And then it cuts to the little log cabin. He's like, oh, yeah, well, this woman's... It's like they did it, but then nothing happened. It just sort of ends.
What?
It just sort of ends like, oh, guys, this is like, we're revived, and okay, we're back at home. So she's like, oh, I'm worried about Invincible Woman. And things like, well, you saw darkness in you, and, like, everyone has darkness in them. But it's the light that counts. And it's very funny that it's not, you're not her, Suze. It's not like you got electromagnetic powers too, you know. Your skill and your existing light powers, big G, thanks to the cosmic power, or power cosmic. Usen, I'm about to go barbecue up some primo chicken thighs. See you in the backyard for dinner. Try and stop me. And the thing closes the door. And she looks at a compass. It's pointing south. And then it points north. And she goes,
Ooh.
huh.
So we're gonna see Invisible Woman maybe have like more power.
Electromagnetic powers, yes.
Interesting.
They're really going to... Because Invisible Woman was always the strongest of the Fantastic Four. That's presented with First Steps. That's also why Invincible Woman even started, was because like they wanted to show off like, hey, evil Invincible Woman like killed all of her universe. So like,
yeah,
they're gonna really like beef up her powers.
that'll be cool.
But yeah, that was a really good issue. Really solid end. It was a little Deus Ex Machina-y, a little bit with like the, oh, we were actually invisible the whole time trying to stop her, but like, I thought it was pretty good. We're definitely going to see more of Invincible Woman though. She's not dead. She's in a coma, trapped somewhere. They're gonna like bring her back at some point. Now,
yeah,
something that I want to see before we move on to the next issue is that there is a growing theory that this run might end. The final issue that has solicits in August. So, August solicits have not come out yet. It's still July. But, they released those solicits for this issue. And it's an anniversary issue. It has, like, Doom in it for some reason. Like, it's a big anniversary issue. But it's the last issue that we see solicits for. People are thinking like, oh shit, this seems like a final issue of Fantastic Four. What's gonna happen? We don't know.
Uh huh.
It could be the end. It could not be. We'll have to see when like September solicits come out. But if
Yeah.
this run ends, I'm gonna miss it because despite One World Doom being a little underwhelming, I really like the Ryan North as a writer. I'm obviously gonna like if I want Ryan North, I'll read the Flash, right? Because he's writing the Flash now. It's basically the same thing he did with Fantastic Four, where it's like sciencey little like self-contained stories. Um,
Yeah.
I am really hoping that if this run ends, they bring a new writer. They also bring a new artist because I think uh, Humphrey, I think his name is, not a great artist. You could really see his weaknesses in the Superman Spider-Man comic, where like he was writing like the two girlfriends of Spider-Man and Superman like talking and shit. I didn't like that art at all. I think his facial expressions are very ah. So if we get a new writer, we need to get a new artist as well. But I am really hoping that Fantastic Four gets a new ongoing because remember that like dark period in comics where like Fantastic Four didn't get an ongoing for like a decade because of some like legal rights with like Fox or whatever, and like the Fantastic Four is broken up. The thing was another team. Everyone's another team.
Yeah.
Now that's not a thing anymore. Now the Fantastic Four are back. I hope we just don't not get an ongoing. Like I hope we still have an ongoing if Rhino sends to park.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I thought it was really good. I gave it a 7.
Nice.
Now we go to the Daredevil.
Last issue, we dealt with the mysterious guy who was like, Matt Murdock is gonna die, and he beat the shit out of Daredevil, and he's like, I couldn't read his moves or anything. We pick up from there. Daredevil is like very paranoid because he's like, I don't know who this guy is. He could be like anybody. He goes to his classes, he's all beaten up, and like his students are like, what the fuck?
Wait. Is Matt Murdock a professor now?
Yeah. In the previous issue, I explained that he was teaching law, like contracts and stuff like that. So he's teaching them about that. They start questioning him about like, what if like you made a contract with Spider-Man? Are you like, is that like an official thing, or is he like lying about his identity? Does that like count? Like, what are the legalities of that? And then they ask about a few other superheroes in that kind of like way. But then he starts thinking, he's like, oh shit, that guy didn't say that Daredevil was gonna die. He said that Matt Murdock was gonna die. So he like starts running around, and he's just like running in the streets trying to hear for this guy, and he's so like caught up in it that he's about ready to get hit by a car. He gets saved by Spider-Man. That's how the issue ends. Is like this big splash page of Spider-Man. He's like, Matt, I told you not to take these hit and runs so seriously. These hit and run cases so seriously. Yeah. And then while that's happening, we also see like cuts to the murders of these people and their eyes getting taken out, and that leads to the detectives finding this like big old dartboard with strings, and it all leads to Matt Murdock, and they're like, we got our first suspect. So that's where issue 2 leaves off. Is the detectives are gonna look into Matt Murdock and be like, what the hell is going on here? Why is he going after Matt Murdock? And we're also going to be dealing with Spider-Man teaming up with Daredevil and trying to find this guy. So I thought it was fine. This is another book written by Stephanie Phillips, by the way, the same person who did Planet She-Hulk. I'm really hoping she doesn't rush things and actually makes this a good book, because from my impressions of what she wrote as a short story, I did not like. But if this is a long-running series, I might like it more if she has time to write things. So we'll see.
So this is the same person who's writing Supergirl?
No. Planet She-Hulk.
Who's writing Supergirl?
the person writing Supergirl is Sophie Campbell,
Okay.
not the
Interesting.
person that you're thinking of.
Okay. Well, speaking of red guys, Deadpool. It wasn't Deadpool. I thought this issue was It really seems like Benjamin Percy really wants to pull a hard reset on Deadpool, and I don't like it. Where's Princess? Where's my symbiote dog? So this deals with Hammerhead going to kill Blind Al, and Deadpool is like really wanting to save Blind Al because Blind Al's helped him in like the Joe Kelly run or whatever, and like going in his apartment and like they're burning it down, and Blind Al knows that they are there, and like there's a like one of like the Hammerhead's henchmen goes to like some like pot, like cooking pot, and he there's like no, this is Blair, which is the guy's name. He opens it and it just says, "You will die,"
Jesus.
and it blows up. Which hints that Blind Al is the one who wrote the omens that Deadpool's been getting.
Oh.
So Blind Al shows up and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," and she like defends herself and starts shooting or whatever. And Hammerhead like knocks her out with the gun, and she's bleeding on the floor. And Blind Al picks up, Hammerhead picks up Blind Al's secret diary. He's like, "Oh, interesting. Okay, time to go." So they fuck off. Deadpool is like, crawling back. He like rips his hands off to like get out of like the handcuffs. So he doesn't have any hands right now. So he's crawling, and during this we have a flashback to Deadpool and Ellie. They're like taking down it's like the woman with a little man baby, like literally like a baby who lives like a man. They kill him, and like we see this little like panel of like Ellie punting the baby. It's really funny. But like they take this briefcase and they're like, "Okay, let's open this and see what it is." And Ellie's like, "Whoa, hold the fuck up. We don't even know what this is." And Deadpool's like, "I just want to see what it is. I want to see if we know what it is, we can maybe sell it for more." He opens it. It's a portal to a black hole that is about to collapse. It pulls Ellie in, and the briefcase locks up, and like and it disappears. So Ellie's coming back. I have a feeling they're good. They didn't kill her off. It seems like
No, I don't think they will.
But like, I have a feeling that Deadpool's gonna be wallowing in his pain and sorrow, and then some kid will be like, "Hey, you know how your daughter died? We can bring her back." So something about Doctor Strange coming in, I don't know. But like, it shows like Deadpool like holding like the little like blip that like the briefcase is being. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then it shows modern day Deadpool over Blind Al's body, and he goes, "I'm so fucking sorry," and he's like really like depressed or whatever. And we cut to Hammerhead like reading the diary, and the last page is torn out, and so we think that Blind Al's dead. But Blind Al is like, she comes back and she's coughing, and she's like, "Okay, we gotta get out of here." And Blind Al's like, "I know what's going on." And he's like, "How?" And she's like, "Because I'm the one who wrote those fucking omens, you dumbass." And the comic ends.
Okay.
So Blind Al has powers?
Apparently so now.
She has clairvoyant powers, which has
never been a thing in the past.
Yeah, and the next issue says Revelations. So like we're gonna get some explanations as to what the fuck is going on. But I don't know.
Still not for you.
I gotta keep reading this. It's gonna be a 10 issue. I absolutely know it's gonna be a fucking 10 issue, and I'm hoping it at least ends with him and Ellie back. Maybe Princess makes an appearance, because we don't know what Princess is. They never explain it. Is Princess with Taskmaster? Where is she? But
we
like,
need to know where the symbiote Doge is.
Exactly. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Percy's writing. Like he writes the Punisher, and I'm not really a fan of Punisher, so it's like, eh.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like this has to be leading to something, right? This has to be leading to something. So who really
Yeah,
knows?
it seems like a very slow build to like lead into like
I
some big thing for Deadpool.
I gave it a 6 because I can't rate it any more than that because of what they did with Ellie. So it's
Yeah.
probably going to be a constant 6 for every single issue going forward. Unless they like do something amazing or whatever. Because I don't really like where the direction is going. I'm holding out. It's only like 4 issues in. I'm holding out to see if something happens. I know the next issue is dealing with like Blind Owl's revelations and shit like that. And then the next issue, which is the latest listed in July, has it's dealing with something that happened in the first issue of like uh they're making clones of him. That's called the Bad Pools or something.
Oh.
So we don't know what this is, but I'm hoping that I'm really hoping that something happens, you know.
Uh-huh.
But you're taking the last two of Marvel.
Yes, which I'm kind of like these ones I can like easily like review up because not a like it's a lot of action that happens in these and not a lot of like exposition. So in Cyclops, what happens is we see more of Cyclops beating the shit out of these Ravagers, and then May, who the girl he's trying to save, basically they start an uprising, like all the kids do that are being used to mine. They try to beat this guy up, who has them like caged up. They try to all like team up on him, and they're like, "We have this kid that can like whistle at like such a high frequency, so your inhibitor collars don't work on us." And then he's like, "Well, actually, I have like all these upgrades that can fight you guys, so like I can get this kid first and then shock you guys." So then
Huh.
May like punches a wall. It reveals like there's a bunch of metal there that he needed that he was like searching for. Apparently, it's like think something to do with like Asgardian stuff. He's just like, "This is the metal of the gods," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like I guess they're looking for Asgardian shit. And then Cyclops is just like on his own beating the shit out of people. He's using like one of the Ravagers is pretty much like a shield. He's just like carrying him on his back, and like whenever he needs him, he's just like, "You're my eyes and ears. Like I need you to tell me like what's going on, and I'll keep you alive, even though you got like no arms and legs and
Eh.
shit." So he's just like frying and beating the shit out of all the Ravagers still, and he's being a badass without using his lasers, which is really cool. He just uses like the cannons and things he gets off of the Ravagers. He like rips our arms off and stuff since they're already like mostly machine. So that's how that issue is going. I think it's fine. I give it probably like a 7 because it's like, oh, okay, like nothing, like not a lot happened in this issue besides like the revelation that this guy is gonna get the medals. And then in Godzilla Infinity Roar, we just get more people fighting Godzilla and then losing to Null. There's an infection going on. They're getting taken over by symbiotes. There's some cool fight sequences. Apparently, there is a mutant who can cut himself, and his blood like controls a bunch of water, and he kind of looks kaiju-esque, and he fights uh, Godzilla with other kaijus. So that's pretty cool. And then the issue ends with Doctor Doom because we had Doctor Doom doing stuff earlier, and he's like, "All right, I met with like all these official people, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Mecha Godzilla to fight Godzilla," and that's how the issue ends. Is like him finding the Mecha Godzilla, and he's just like, "I'm gonna use this to fight him." I'm just like, "Oh, that's cool." Like Doom is like using another metal-esque thing to fight Godzilla. So that's how that ends. I think it's fine. I think I probably won't read the next Godzilla event because it's kind of like all the same, where it's just like
I'm
doom and
surprised you read this in
gloom.
the first place.
I read the first one and I was like, oh, this is a lot of fun. Like these are one shots, and then it became a series, and then it became this is the sequel to that series, and then they're gonna do another one where he goes into like the multiverse. I'm like, they're just that's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. They can't do
Yeah,
any more because like, where do you go after the multiverse? You can't go anywhere else. Like
yeah.
you've already topped yourself at that point. So that's a wrap up of the Marvel side of things. Now we're
On to
going over to
DC with
DC.
Batman.
Hmm.
This is following the Vandal Savage is gonna fucking arrest the Bat family. And we see the very beginning, like, Batman's like, okay, we're gonna lose tonight. So we have a bunch of bunkers we're gonna raid. I have a plan within a plan. We're just gonna burn them down, and if you're lost, there's like another thing. Just trust the plan. And so, remember how it was talking about you have to fucking read this, you have to fucking read this?
Yeah,
Azrael is back!
Azrael?
He
Wow.
appears in one panel.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, if deliver whatever you can to Father Michael, because he's gonna store stuff for us. But we're gonna lose, so be prepared. So Damien's like sort of like moping or whatever, and we see this like he has a hologram of Alfred for some reason. He's like, "Oh,
Uh-huh.
you need to not top Buttercup like what Jason Todd said, because you gotta he thinks you're infallible and you're making a mistake and blah blah blah." And he's like, "I don't miss you at all, Pennyworth, and I'm glad you're dead."
Jesus Christ.
So he's like going to Damien. He's like, "Hey, we're swapping missions," and Damien's like, "Dad, Father, why?" And he's like, "Trust the plan, Damien, and then you'll be okay." So we see a bunch of Bat people. I need to find out who. I know it's both of the black Batman characters. Let me look up what.
Oh,
It
Batwing
is.
and it's
It's
Tim and
it's Signal, who is
Luke
Duke
Fox.
Thomas.
Yes.
I thought there were two of them. I guess the other one's not here. But
There's technically
there's
three. There's technically three because there's Tim Fox, who's the other
yeah.
Batman,
But
and then
there's
there's Luke
also
Fox, which is Batwing.
Stephanie Brown Batgirl, not
Nice.
Cassandra Cain Batgirl, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So they're all like kind of doing their mission, like fighting police officers and burning down bunkers, and we see Tim in his home with his boyfriend, and he's looking down at the street, and he sees police officers, and his boyfriend's like, "Tim, you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, Burn, just a little busy. Remind me what a romantic night in Gotham City's like again." So he's sort of like grappling with like, am I still Robin? I'm not Robin. And even Damon's like, "Yeah, that fucking loser's taking a sabbatical because he's in a
Yeah.
relationship." And Stephanie Brown's like, "Yeah, fuck him, haha." So we cut to the Bat family again. They're like really trying to take down all these uh bunkers, and like Signal was like being trapped by the police, and he's like, "I need backup, I need backup." Bat's like, "I got you." So he like swoops in and like helps him out, and like the one of the big police officer armored things crash, and they're called bollards for some reason. I don't know what bollards are, but they were talking about like, "Oh, we have bollards now." Yes, we've had some. Stick with the plan. So Stephanie Brown is in this bunker. She's looking at like a bunch of shelves. She's like, it's empty." And Barbara was like, "Oh, fuck. We're so fucked." And she's like, "Okay. Boop. This is Barbara Gordon speaking. It's been a pleasure working with you all. Bye-bye." And she gets arrested, leading into Barbara Gordon breakout.
Okay.
So the final pages of this is it's this field, and Damien's like kind of looking at something, and Batman's like, "Hey, it's everything will be okay," you know. And Batman's like, "Damien, I had years to learn how to do this alone, but then there you were, and all around the window. I know you didn't want me. I'm sorry I destroyed everything. None of my plans before you mattered, son. You didn't destroy anything. You changed things. And I've been racing to catch up. I'm sorry I'm not the father you deserve yet. But I'm trying to learn. Because it's you and me now. That's all that matters. So push the button." and we see Wayne Manor with bombs all over it, and they blow up their house.
Holy shit.
So Wayne Manor is permanently fucked. He's gone.
Wow.
And
that's actually a huge change. Damn.
And there's like reports of like, oh, there's just like they arrested someone who's an accomplice of Batman, and it's Barbara Gordon. And there's this like 2 pages. It's not a splash page, but it's like 1 page of like the end of the issue of like Barbara Gordon being arrested. And the next page is an advertisement for Barbara Gordon Breakout. Then the next page is the fucking preview for Barbara Gordon Breakout. Genius! That is like immediate, like, oh, it makes you get excited for that. And then you read that next week. Like, oh my god, that's such.
Damn, I'm excited for that one.
I didn't give a shit before, but now that I see like the preview right after, like the Batman comic ending, it's like, okay, you got me. I'll read it.
Nice.
But speaking of DC, Absolute Green Lantern.
Absolute Green Lantern.
I thought this was. I gave the Batman comic a 9. It was very, 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 very good. I really, really enjoyed it. They're shaking up a lot of stuff now. It's like finally, Matt Fraction's work is like leading to something.
Yeah. For a long time, it was like, what are we doing?
So after
what are we doing, guys?
So, okay. So, Absolute Green Lantern. It was fine. A lot of exposition. It's just like all of the lanterns on like the Green Lantern like logo ship or whatever. Like they're talking about like, oh, we're the lanterns and shit, and like Tomar Ray's like, yeah, here's my backstory. I saw my mom become a lantern, and like I stole the powers from her, and all of my people died, and so I'm gonna kill the lanterns. I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna shoot them in the face. And we see Joe's ex-girlfriend and like the guy with like bandage on his face that can't see his face. Like they're running away from like a bunch of police officers, like driving a really shitty car. And that's the end of them. They're gonna do something later on, but like the main focus is like Tomar Ray being like, yeah, shit's fucked up, Joe. Like you gotta like kill the lanterns or whatever. And we see the Black Stars of Ran. They're like pirates or whatever. They like take the Oa ship and it's like, hey, we put you in stasis. We're gonna kill you now. And all the other lanterns, including oh, by the way, Hal Jordan is pink now?
Yeah, he's a Pink Lantern.
He's a Pink Lantern now. So it's not just Hal, it's Hal, Guy Gardner, and John Stewart. They're all fighting a bunch like the other like Black Hands of Rand or whatever. So Joe's like, I gotta gather too. And he's like, nope. The Red Lantern is the Red Lantern of control. So I'm controlling you. I'm putting you in stasis. You're not doing it. He's like, my fucking head hurts. And then she breaks out and punches him straight in the face. That's it.
Nice.
And that was okay. It was very exposition heavy. Like, it was a lot of like, my backstory. Oh, the lanterns are blah, blah, blah. No, lanterns are blah, 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 blah. And it's like, it was okay. I didn't give it like a 7 or something, but like, very exposition heavy. But hey,
yeah,
I will say this. At least it wasn't as rushed as Batman Static Beyond.
You say that, and I think it was fine.
We will talk about this because I'm going to let you say your opinion, and then right after I'm going to say mine because I think we're going to have very different opinions on this.
Yeah. So, okay, the issue starts off with, you know, the aliens coming in trying to take over Earth, but then the Justice League is like, nope, we're gonna come in and we're gonna stop y'all because, you know, we're not gonna fuck with that. And then Static and Batman are dealing with Shutdown. They're trying to convince him, hey, don't
Page
break
3,
all the...
he does a rider kick.
He does, which I wanted to like.
He also does. He also does the Dark Knight Returns, like the Greek pose.
does he?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess he does.
he does like the arm out or whatever, and then does the rider kick, which is really funny.
It's really cool. But anyways, they take down shut down, and they convince him, hey, like you need to be a good guy. Like you were pretty much like brainwashed to think that what we're doing is bad. Like he pretty much was like almost like brainwashed to be like MAGA is what it kind of like seems like. Uh,
Huh.
but anyways, uh, yeah, the Justice League takes down all those people. The aliens then try to take Shutdown, and then we're like, we're gonna use him, and we're gonna make sure that he is like the scapegoat, so that way, we can blame Earth, and we're gonna use their resources. So then Static and Batman go up and they save Shutdown with the help of Ebon. Ebon's really cool. I like that there is a matchup in this between him and Blight, which I was like, oh, I never would have thought of that. Like, that's such a cool idea of like one character who is like the evil person over here made of light, and then Ebon, who was a bad guy but is now a good guy who has like shadow powers fighting him, and I think that was really cool.
Well, yeah.
There's a
Who
lot of really
was that
cool.
Blight person?
Blight is the character that killed Terry's dad in the animated
Oh
series.
shit!
Yeah, which I thought he was dead, but apparently he's not. I thought
Huh.
he was dead for a long time. But they beat him. They save Shutdown. They get everything figured out. Shutdown actually helps with Static is like trying to teach him how to use his powers better. They restore power to the world, and then it's like, hey, like everything's getting better now. At the very end, he goes to the school that Static actually like set up, so that way people can, learn to use their powers. And Terry kind of like visits it, and he's like, things are tough everywhere, man, but we can get through anything by looking out for each other, which I think is a really good message, and it shows Shutdown, Static, and Batman like all being like the new heroes of this future. So I thought it was a really good ending to that, where it was trying to tell a message of like, we need to be in this together, and you're not alone. Like it may feel like you're alone, but you're not.
Well, I thought it
There's
was really
people adventuring.
rushed because I felt like this issue was just Evan Narcisse being like, "Oh shit, I have one more issue. Wrap up this and this and this and this and this." Because like the Superman like why did someone head pat you?
I accidentally clicked it.
It's like the whole thing of like taking out the like the coalition that's like
I
trying to
do think
strip
that
those resources.
storyline was
It was a little
unnecessary.
unnecessary. They're trying to wrap that up, but it ties into like Shutdown went from I'm still like wanting to kill everything and like hurt my parents to I'm all good now in a single issue, and it felt weirdly
I think they were
rushed.
building up to it through the issues. Like the previous issue did well with like they were doing that already, where they were like trying to convince him, but then he was like no, and then like in this issue he finally like, came over to it. So I think
Yes,
they
but
did
it
fine
was
with that.
only because it got captured by the aliens. It was like, okay, we stopped him. Oh, the Blights are turning for some reason. Okay, they're gonna have a fight. Okay, then like he gets saved, and then and then the thing that really signals that this is like a super rushed ending was that the epilogue is only one page. It's just old Bruce is here, and it's the high school, and it's the splash page of the three to the one panel. Like
I get like
Evan
for
was
me,
really
I don't
like
think it needed to be any more
Evan
than that
Narcisse was
though.
really like fighting with like I slow paced all of it. We gotta rush things. Gotta rush it to the end, and it's like all of this could have been a little more like evenly paced because like I know the last few issues, like the last two, maybe three issues, were super like slow paced. Like I
I
thought it
will
was good
say,
character writing, but at
cut
the same
out
time,
the like they just needed to cut out the coalition stuff. I think that was unnecessary. Like why are we dealing with that?
yes,
Like
but at the same time, it really felt like it was more like the whole blight thing, and even like a bit of Ebon's or Eben, I think his name is, like
it's Ebon.
his involvement. It just felt very like fan servicey. It even hinted like, oh, this specific moment happened in the milestone 30th anniversary. And it's like,
I do agree that that was a little like fan servicey, but I don't mind it to an extent. Like, I thought that was cool, but I do agree that it was probably done to be like, oh,
it's
we're gonna
very
have these
fan
two big characters
servicey.
fight each
Also,
other.
what continuity is this? Because like stuff happened from the original comics,
Well, this is
but
an
also
Elseworld.
happened in yes. But it's they tell you to read a previous milestone comic issue. So is it
Oh, yeah.
Beyond's animated universe? Is it Milestone universe? Is it the TV show of Static's universe? What is it? So like
I imagine that this is supposed to be in the animated universe. Like, but that itself is kind of murky because you have multiple versions of that too.
I don't know,
Because there was
I
like
just,
the rebirth run and stuff. So I do agree that like that's a murky kind of
I felt like
area
it was
itself.
just really rushed. I felt like it was super rushed, and while I did enjoy it, it was good. He just needed to like not have it be as slow pace as the last few issues and take out the whole Earth Coalition thing because that wasn't really necessary, and really focus in on Shutdown and like maybe flesh out his arc a little bit more. I just thought it was okay.
Yeah.
But what was really fucking good, was Absolute Superman. I really enjoyed this one. I need to get the... There it is. This was really good. It deals with Shazam. So, in the last issue, there was this, like, kid who was, like, the slave of the pharaohs or whatever. Like, he turns into Shazam.
Oh, cool.
Because he gets like powers from the Brainiacs and everything. But it also starts with John Henry. You know, Steel. Steel is in this. So he originally made like the Peacemaker helmet, and that turned into the Peacemaker core. And
oh, really?
that's the guy in the last issue had the big hammer. He's like that's Steel. So he's like currently fighting with Shazam, and like they really hype up Shazam's powers to be like infinitely above Superman's, because Steel has a little caption box that says Superman's mind and muscles operate at speed far beyond the limits of what was long believed possible, and I'm fairly certain he never even saw the punch coming. Shazam punched Superman so hard, he was flown seconds later away to Wyoming.
Holy shit.
1,100 miles a second.
Damn.
This also features the death of Ra's al Ghul. I believe it was Shazam that killed him. Yeah, it was Shazam that killed him because Ra's al Ghul was like, hey, I used to be the most like corrupted, no way out, no hope villain, but Superman taught me like humanity, and I think he needs to tell you something too. And Sam's like, oh, the wizards that night in the desert, they granted my wish. They gave many gifts, including the wisdom of King Solomon. That means no lies, and I hear them, and he kills him. He like slashes him or whatever, and he's dead. And Superman comes back and is like, what did you do to him? So like, they're having a Man of Steel level fight of like just destroying a bunch of fucking buildings and shit. They're like flying all over this goddamn place. Like, Shazam is super fucking powerful. He's much more powerful than Superman. But he comes back down. He like he uses his like capes. His cape's like the dust thing. He uses that to like wrap Talia al Ghul into like a little like metal cage. And like Shazam and Superman are gonna fight. And John Henry shows up and he's like, I'm gonna fight too. And he like slams his hammer into Shazam's face, and it's really cool. But what's interesting is they fly so fast. They go from subsonic to transonic to supersonic to hypersonic to Mach 25. And it shows a little glimmer of light flying through Gotham City. And we see Batman watching.
Yo.
Now, originally, I thought that they went so fast that they were visible from Earth Zero, the main continuity Batman.
Yeah.
No, it looks like main continuity Superman, Batman, and it very much looks like it because he's like on a little thing on the like radio
Huh.
tower, and it's the same like proportions. But I noticed his cape is tendrils. So this is absolute Batman, but it's drawn like main continuity Batman in terms of proportion for some reason. It's very strange.
You're gonna have to send me that picture.
I can show it right now. Actually, I'll take a picture. It's like I,
That's
I was
interesting.
when I was reading this, I was like, wait, did they go super fast like they were breaking like the
That would
multiverse
be cool.
like stuff, which
Yeah.
not the last instance we'll see like the multiverse of the source wall. Don't worry, we'll get to it. Um, so I sent you this, and I'll show this in the recording as
Oh
well.
shit, yeah. Oh, it's
It's
from the back though, so I mean, yeah, I can see that. Like how you can get like confused about that.
it's here. Let me downloads. No, it's in D downloads. Where where the fuck? It's not in here, is it? Ah, there it is. That is way too big. Transform fit to screen. Looks like this. It's drawn like main continuity Batman, but it has attention like absolute Batman. So it's like, what the fuck is that?
Hmm.
But yeah, it ends with Hawkman showing up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna fight all of you now." And it's Shazam, Superman, Hawkman, and John Henry fighting. It is
Let's
so
go.
cool. Now I need to use the bathroom. I'm really hurting right now, so I'll be back in like
I also have to use the bathroom, but I'll recap this.
recap DC X Sonic Metal Legion, and then you can use the bathroom, and then I will recap Tales of Good and Guy Gardner. So
Yeah,
let
we're
me
taking bathroom duties. Let's go.
pull up the it was in I had it for a second. So this is my cover. I'll just say this briefly. Really good shit. Really good shit. I loved Amy's new Wonder Woman
Mm.
outfit. It was super good. It was a little bit heavy in fan service. I felt like it was just like fan service scenes just all over the place.
That's definitely what this series is for,
But it is
though.
the other something. Anyway, I'll be right back.
Yes.
You recap this. Take like 5 minutes.
Will do. So we open up and we see that the worlds of the Justice League and Sonic the Hedgehog have been linked. They don't have to use the Chaos Emeralds anymore. There are warp tunnels like everywhere. So people from Sonic's world and people from the DC universe are like meeting up, going back and forth between these things called Lex Egg portals, which I think you can tell who, set those things up. We start off with our two characters of Sonic and the Flash racing across both of these worlds and talking about like, oh, it's so cool we get to race again. Like I'm so glad I get to smoke you again, Sonic. And they're going back and forth and being like, somebody had to set these up. I don't know who. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you guys know who this is. It's obvious. Like Lex Luthor and Dr. Eggman. Now we cut to Themyscira. It looks like Hades is trying to fight, and a bunch of the Amazons go and beat the shit out of his undead army. Amy shows up, and she's got the Wonder Woman outfit from the previous crossover, and they're teaming up and beat the shit out of him. And then Superman and Knuckles are taking and visiting Cream and what's his Cream and Cheese. No. My name, yeah, Cream and Cheese. Yeah, that's their name. And then uh, Superman reveals that he had already met Cream in the previous crossover. He's like, "Hey, Cream, do you want to meet my cousin?" And they show Supergirl and Crypto, and I guess they're supposed to be like the counterparts to Cream and Cheese. And Supergirl is like so excited, and just like, "Cream, you're so freaking cute." And there's this great panel where she's like, "Cal, I'm done with Earth. I'm staying here." And her eyes are like all black. She's like, "I will protect this child." It's so cute. I think one, it's a good pairing, but also I think this is also supposed to be like, we're exposing Supergirl more because the Supergirl movie is coming up. along with Crypto. Then we have Silver. He's meeting up with Cyborg and John Stewart, Green Lantern. He gets his Green Lantern ring back. He has a run-in with Guy Gardner, and he's like, can we beat the shit out of Guy Gardner? Can we kill him? I don't like him." And he's got like such a hate boner for him. And he's like, "Please, can we say it's Sinestro or Lobo?" And John's laughing at it the whole entire time. We cut to some of the Teen Titans, and they've teamed up with Tails. Tails has got his cyborg outfit from the last crossover as well. And Blaze is actually here from the Sonic universe, and she's teamed up with Starfire. And they have those two teamed up because they're princesses. And then Beast Boy is like, "Hey, I never got to do this last time
He
we
turns
like,
into
met up."
fucking Tails.
He does, which is great. And then he starts to like try
I
do
feel
the
a
propeller
lot better,
tails.
by the way.
That's
My
good.
stomach was really hurting through the recording. Now it's like really fighting through it.
Oh, if
But,
you
like-
ever need to go or something, just tell me. I'm like,
Well, I wanted to talk about the DC Sonic comic. It was really good.
I know. It's fine. But then it
Do you
reveals
the
that like
variant
Charmy's
cover?
awesome.
Yeah, I'll show my variant cover.
I don't think I've seen it. But Charmy's like working for Hive, and he's like clueless that they're bad guys.
Yeah,
and
he
Blaze is
thought it was a
"Look,
fucking like
they're
bug fan
bad guys,
club,
they're terrorists.
and
And then he
he's
beats the
like,
shit out of Brother Blood.
yeah, he thought it was like a fucking bug fan club, and they're like, no, they're evil, and he's like, you fucking betrayed me. It's really funny.
God. Oh my gosh. By the way,
This was the variant
I
cover
didn't-
I got, by the way.
I
Look at it.
didn't notice that Shadow used his symbol from his game as a bat signal
Yeah.
until just now. Oh, that's a great variant cover, by the
It's
way. I
really
remember showing you
fucking
that.
good, yes. I think they had all
But
the
then-
variants at my LCS, and it was really cool.
We have a great back and forth between
Damien's
Damien
in it. Damien's in it. I
him,
love Damien.
and I love it. Where he's like, "You here to lose another Batmobile?" And he's like, "Shut the fuck up. If I needed support, I'd use Red Hood." Then Robin says, "I'll cut you." And Shadow's like, "You'll try." It's such a great back and forth.
But yeah, they see the bat signal of like the shadow logo, and even Damien's like, this is stupid and it debases your iconography.
Yes.
And
then-
he's like, how do you even know to get attention? And Batman just says, mutual trust and respect. And I'm like, yeah, the best duo in the fucking comic series.
It's so great. And then Robin's like, "Hey, if you're gonna team up with us, you're gonna have to wear the costume you wore last time." So he opens up a briefcase, revealing that. And then we see Dr. Eggman and Lex Luthor. They're schlubbing it up. They're like, "We're so awesome and cool. We made these portals, and we're gonna do some bad shit together. And I love you." And they start kissing. No. But then Lex is like, "Oh, I have some awesome friends that you need to meet. Meet the Legion of Doom." So we're gonna see
we see Sinestro,
Sinestro,
we see
Catwoman, we see
Captain Cold.
Captain Cold, Black Manta, Cheetah, and a Gizmo, which I don't know why Gizmo's here, but it's like, oh, okay, we're getting like the Teen Titans factor in.
It's
since they're
it's
involved in
the
book.
Legion of Doom. I thought it was Doom Patrol for a second. That's a different thing.
No, Doom Patrol's the good guys.
Right. Why they call it
So-
Doom Patrol?
I can't remember
Why
why.
they call it Doom?
Because they're on the patrol when there's Doom.
Yes.
So, anyways, that was probably one of the coolest comics that came out this week. It's a lot of fun, a lot of fan servicey stuff, but that is what this comic is,
yes.
And
Anyway,
just a lot of cool moments.
You say you need to use the bathroom?
Yes, I did.
Go do that. I'll cover you.
Good.
So this next comic, I really fucking enjoyed this one. So we all know Guy Gardner, right? He was from, he appeared in the Superman movie or whatever. But bam, ooh, fucking Guy Gardner, Tales of Justice League. This is my variant cover. I'm showing like when I show like covers that don't look like the main cover, it's usually variants. Like I showed this one right over here of Batman of like Damien. I picked this one specifically because this is the one that looked the most like it's the one that featured Damien the most. That like they had all my LCS had like all the fucking Batman and Absolute Batman like variant covers because Batman's fucking popular. But I chose this one because it looked really cool. It was very watercolory. I tried to find a Jim Lee one. There was no Jim Lee one that was released. But this one just featured Damien. It looks so cool. This is why I also thought the other Black Batman character was in it. The guy up on this thing right here, on the top left. Not sure why he wasn't in it, but it features Resident though, which is Stephanie Brown, who's not black, but one of the other characters on this cover. So, this comic. So I love Deadpool. You're probably wondering why I'm talking about Deadpool. Because this is from the Deadpool team. This is from Gary Dugan. And what is the other person's name? They were talking about like, oh, this is the Deadpool team writing a Guy Gardner book. I need to find out what the fuck it was. There it is. So it's Gary Dugan and Matteo Loli. Really, really good shit. It's basically just Guy Gardner being Guy Gardner and like doing heroic things just for his own, personal gain of like he traps like one guy who like is a criminal near the source wall. This got me on a rabbit hole on like what the fuck is this source wall. So I look up on Google. I thought originally I remember hearing about this or reading about this somewhere that like the source wall was the wall that separates the DC universe from the Marvel universe, because there was another like really recent comic that had Doctor Doom in it that dealt with the source wall in the Marvel universe. The official explanation is that it's supposed to separate the multiverse from like the void of emptiness, but it calls me the Marvel universe. And like there's a bunch of like dead gods and like I think Darkseid's like was a part of it at some point, just like all like in a row basically. But like Guy Gardner's like trapping this one guy in a ship because like he wants like his gambling debt back or something. But because of that, he frees a bunch of like enslaved like aliens, and he's only doing it because it's like, hey, I need money. I'm only doing this check it out so you can give me money.
I'm back.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So I was talking about this a little bit. The source wall appears in the Guy Gardner comic, and
yes,
I always thought for the longest time that I've read this somewhere that the source wall is what separates the DC universe from the Marvel universe.
Believes. That's what Grant Morrison believes. Which, by the way, the source wall made an appearance in the Storm comic. Apparently, that I was reading.
That's what I was mentioning. Okay, because I mentioned like. Because the source wall appeared in another issue. I thought it was like a Doctor Doom thing. No, it was Storm or something. Number 3.
Yeah.
So is that confirming it basically?
Basically,
because I went around the whole. The original
character says exactly what the source wall is. Like they don't say it by name, but it's like everything that you described it as is the source wall, so it has to be the source wall.
Because like basically the official explanation is that it separates the multiverse from the void of like emptiness, but is it separating the DC universe and the Marvel universe?
Yeah, that's what the theory is to Grant Morrison, and I like to believe that as well as like my headcanon, where it's like what's behind that is the Marvel universe. Yes. But technically in the DC universe, it's actually what is hiding Perpetua or whatever, and I'm like, that's dumb. Like, make it dumb. Be the Marvel universe. Like, so, it has to be the Marvel universe.
So, like, Guy Gardner being like, oh yeah, I'm the coolest. And, Internal Affairs of Green Lantern, Zardom shows up and he's like, hey, we gotta talk about some shit. And he's like, no, I'm good. So he fucks off. John Stewart's, like, saving some people. And he gets caught in by his Internal Affairs. He's like, hey, I want you to check up on Guy Gardner. I have a bunch of, stacks of papers on, like, Green Lantern misconduct. It's all by him. So, go check on him for me, please. And John Stewart like shows up. He like breaks into his apartment and like there's this like laser gun that like shoots the wall open. And John Stewart's like, you were getting your security deposit back anyway. Sorry. And I can't believe you're still single, guy. Because like it's empty. There's an arcade cabinet there, which is really nice. But he sees that Guy Gardner is really paranoid. This is before the current issues of Green Lantern Corps, where Guy Gardner is like a prophet or something like that of the Green Lanterns. And he's like fighting a bunch of like Manhunter androids. He's paranoid that Manhunter androids are coming back, and he has like a dead one in his shower. And so he's like, oh shit, I gotta stop Guy Gardner. So Guy Gardner's like fighting some space apes. They're just space apes or space gorillas.
Okay.
They're just space gorillas. This is important for later, by the way. He's fighting with the space
Okay.
gorillas, and they fuck off because like he's like, oh, I gotta catch him, I gotta catch him. He's like, nope, you can take care of them anytime, Guy Gardner. I'm gonna need to talk to you for a second. He's like, what the fuck do you want, John? And they fight, and because Guy Gardner thinks that, oh, you made a clone of yourself to go do multiverse shenanigans. What if this is a clone as well? So they beat the shit out of each other. There's a really funny page of like two International Space Station astronauts, and one says, you know, Dan, we only had a few months left on the International Space Station. I should be grateful for every moment in space, but I know. Sometimes, some days just so boring. And the background, it's the two Green Lanterns fighting.
Oh my god.
So they go to Earth. They throw their like rings away, and they're like, "We're gonna fight man to man." And so like beating the shit out of each other. And they stop, and it's like, "Okay, yeah, it's you, fine." So they're like talking about like, "Oh, it's just me. I just want to check up on you, see if you're okay." It's like, "Yeah, I'm fine, whatever." They get a summon from Zardom again. And Kilowog is like, hey, so we actually investigated a bunch of like Manhunter androids, and they were listening devices, and it's thanks to this weird dude that's a head with like a bunch of like guts flowing out in a tube. It reminded me of Mikado from fucking Shin Megami Tensei 4. In the neutral ending of Shin Megami Tensei 4, which, by the way, is where the Persona series comes from, in the neutral ending, like, the goddess is, like, trying to be revived. And, like, this, like, weird, grotesque-looking dude who's a hell with guts is, like, following you around. He's like, hey, we gotta stop this and this. We gotta kill Walker and Jonathan. It's like, it's this guy. It's just this guy.
Okay.
And
I should give you a heads up. And in about 20 minutes, I will have to leave. Because I do have to go to work.
What's up is that? But they're like, oh, it's thanks to Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner, and they're the greatest. And they go to a barbecue place, and you know they're eating, and they leave, and it's like, all right, today's sort of a new day, and the space gorillas come back to beat them up.
Oh my god, that's great.
I gave it a 9. It was really fucking good.
That's awesome.
And now the final comic on our weekly roundup is one that I did not like.
I will say that there was not much difference to this comic.
You want to know what the biggest issue I had? It wasn't the contents of the comics. The content of comics.
Do you want to say
fine.
it was the art? Mostly?
It's the fucking ads. They took up like a third of the goddamn comic.
I didn't see any
There's
of the ads.
multiple fucking ads.
Because I read this
2-page spreads of ads.
Holy cow!
The comic felt like 20 pages. It was
super. I will
like...
say that's probably because Dynamite is like dying, and they only have like 2 books ever out a week.
Yeah, it's just weird. Enjoyed it though.
Yeah,
the art's kind of. I don't really like how they drew Gwen. I don't really like how they drew Gwen.
Did you take a screenshot of the same thing that I did, where it was like that weird angle of Gwen? Like, let me show it to you real quickly.
I'm looking at it right now too. Yeah.
It was like, what is?
Yes. Send this, please.
This was
yes. Yes. This was the same image. Yes.
I was like, maybe don't. Like release the comic with that in it.
Yeah, it looks very strange.
It's like
I thought the art was fine, except that little thing.
Yeah, it definitely feels like somebody who doesn't have angles down right. Because this feels like somebody took like the distortion tool.
Let me count how many pages of ads there are in this. So in the very beginning, there is a 2-page ad for Thundercats X Silverhawks and Ben 10 number 2. Then there is another 2-page spread ad of Mama Ra, the Ever Living, and the Thundercat Silverhawks crossover.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then there is, at the very end, like fucking multiple pages of ads, including like April schedule, Dynamite Dispatches, a Supernatural comic, Space Ghost, another Supernatural comic, all
Holy
of their Ben
crap.
10 variant covers. It's like it just felt like all ads. So if I'm gonna
I'm so
continue
tired.
reading Absolute Ben 10, I may as well read it fucking digitally.
Yeah.
However,
Get the
I'll
fucking ads
recap
out of
this
the way.
very quickly because I gotta go soon. It's them
Uh-huh.
on a camping trip. Jack's like, I'm gonna find this weapon, and the Omnitrix lands on Earth, and Ben's like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? And like a bunch of tendrils come out and wrap around Ben's arm. They turn into Omnitrix. He turns into the flame guy and forearms.
Yeah, he turns into Forons, which I'm like, okay, it's Forons. But then we just turn into Heat Blast. I was like, oh, this is a great redesign of Heat Blast. He looks so cool.
And then at the very end, Jack's like, all right, let's fuck shit up.
Yeah, I hope
It's
that
okay.
more issues deviate from like the original story. I guess like I don't know if they're going to.
I just
Because
thought
this
it
just
was
kind of
so
felt
many
like the
fucking
same.
ads. So many ads.
Yeah. So besides that, it was fine.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It's just all we did digitally.
Yeah.
Now
then
we get
we're off
into
to the
comic
comic
reveals.
news. Yeah, there's a lot of news that hit this week.
First off, I'm going to talk about the biggest one. I just out of order. We're going to talk about the biggest release that happened yesterday. It is the brand new Superman event, Kingdom of Zod. This looks fucking so cool.
The spread page looked really amazing for that
This looks
preview art.
This looks so cool. And it's like a spread of like a bunch of covers. So, here's how it's going to go. Superman is going to come back from the past. I'm going to read Action Comics 1100. I wasn't reading Action Comics before because it really dealt with like Superboy stuff. I'm not really a fan of Superboy.
Yeah.
But Superman's coming back from the past. And he's going to show up. And Zod is returning because they teased
Finally.
at the very end of Absolute Power.
Teasing him like here and
The
there.
reason why Lois Lane has her powers is because those powers are Zod's. That's why he's coming back, because he wants his powers back. That's why Superwoman is a thing in the main continuity, is because it's Zod. It's Zod's powers. Because Absolute Power, have you read Absolute Power?
No, I know what happens.
The main crux of Absolute Power is like a bunch of powers get swapped around and shit like that at the very end, and she becomes Superwoman, but like Zod's like, hey, my powers are gone. I know who did it. We're gonna go over there. And it took like a fucking 2 years to get to this point, but it's happening. It is all of the main Superman writers, so Josh Williamson, Sophie Campbell, Mark Waid, and Dan Slott, who's writing Superman, Supergirl, Superman Unlimited, and Action Comics and Superman Unlimited, respectively. Which is basically their version of Death Spiral, which is like all the Superman writers are coming together to like form the plot themselves, like sort of co-write each thing. And it's gonna take place like each separate like series. Looks really cool. I do not like the Mark Spears variants though. They look very strange.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it looks really cool. I'm gonna get it. Carter Kent's back, baby! I'm so excited.
He was in the Supergirl comic. He's like a small little supporting character so far.
Yeah. Very cool, very cool.
He's great.
Next,
Make him kiss Tim though.
Next up, wait, is he bi?
No, but it's been hinted that him and Tim have had a relationship because it's like, Tim, you literally designed one of your costumes after him after he died.
Huh.
No straight person does that.
But the next comic we are talking about that got revealed is Mary Jane Face It Tiger #1. This is one I kind of found randomly because I was looking through League of Comic Geeks and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? It's a Mary Jane special celebrating the anniversary of her creation. Who is writing it is Ann Nocenti, Ashley Allen, and two legendary Spider-Man writers J.M. DeMatteis and JMS. This is not going to
Nice.
bring the marriage back, but it looks cool.
I could care less because it's Mary Jane stuff for me.
I'm
honestly.
so gonna like read it, but like it looks really cool. But like a comment on League Comic Geeks puts it very perfectly where it says this actually looks cool, but holy shit, tigers and jackpots are like the only thing they remember are. Oh my word.
Yeah, which is like not just all Mary Jane is, and I kind of hate that.
But I still will read it. It looks really cool. What is Hammer Fist?
Hammer Fist.
Hammer Fist.
Yes.
Can you send
Yes.
a cover of this?
I'm trying to grab a cover for you, but for some reason I can't get off the site that I'm looking from. Here, let me look off of Google real quick. Hammer Fist comic images. There it is. All right, I'm throwing this over to you real quick.
Yes, send this.
No, I need to be in the right chat.
I'm really curious.
I was looking off my news.
I'm really curious.
This is by Rick Remender, which I love. Rick
Image.
Remender. He wrote he writes a lot of different stuff. He wrote Deadly Class. He wrote Black Science. What else did he write? He wrote like a bunch of fantasy stuff, and like I love. He did a run on Uncanny X-Force that was really good too. But this book is about. Let me find the article. Okay, so the article describes it as Reservoir Dogs collides with Evil Dead in a filthy crime story that mutates into a savage splatter horror nightmare from New York Times bestselling Rick Remender about.
So he's originally
an
a
unredeemable
novelist?
He wrote some Captain America, and he also wrote a lot of this series called Criminal, which is really interesting. They're kind of like one-off books, I think, where it's like in the universe of Criminal, and they all have different titles. It's about an unredeemable killer forced to do the thing he's avoided his entire life, stand for something other than himself. Meet Mike Denton, a dirtbag hitman, junkie, and absentee father who spent his life chasing the easy fix, drugs, cheap sex, and murder for money, while failing the one person who still believes he can be better, his daughter. Now on the eve of black noon, an ancient darkness that erases the light in all things, Mike has to drag himself out of the gutter, awaken a supernatural weapon powered only by love, and fight his way through the living embodiment of evil to save her. So I think it looks cool. I think it's a neat idea. There's also some covers where he has like this welder's mask that kind of looks like a superhero mask.
So when is it coming out?
It is coming out. Let me see. It should say in August 26th. So
sure,
around my birthday.
I'll pull the first issue. It looks cool. Looks interesting. I want to read
looks
more.
Really cool.
Because like Marvel's hiking up their comic prices, and I'm reading less Marvel stuff. So like, I want to replace that with some more Image stuff. I want to buy more Image stuff.
Hell yeah.
What I really want to read is Beneath the Trees Nobody Sees, the first series in the sequel.
We should read. We got to do like a book club thing where we both read it and then we give our thoughts on it.
Yes.
I should read the Galaxy books as well while you're going to read those.
But speaking of weird horror shit,
Marvel's hinting at.
I do not like this at all.
I don't know what they're doing. Why are they introducing another universe? And it's called like Midnight.
Like I remembered texting this to Hikaru. I was like, "Oh, we're gonna end our best-selling old universe and write some horror slop." Like, really? Are they looking at like the success or relative success of like the Phantom of the Opera comics and like the classic Universal Monsters comics, and was like, let's have some of that shit? Like, what?
I don't know what they're doing, because it's like, why are we ending one universe and starting another? Because this imprint's probably going to die again.
Oh,
like,
it'll die in like a year.
Care about your imprints, Marvel. Come on. We got Mad About DC gets a second printing, which the cover is like a tribute to when the two Flashes met, but it's like
I do need to show this because like it looks really funny.
It's really fucking funny.
Yeah. So we all know like the classic Flash of Two Worlds cover of like the guy like being crushed by the like the little still beam.
Yeah, and the lady's like about ready to be crushed.
Oh, we must save you, but no. It's fucking Alfred E. Newman, and both of them like, what? Me
That's
hurry?
his
What?
name.
Me
I was trying
hurry?
to remember his name.
That's really fucking funny.
That's so good.
Like Mad is
What else we
such.
got?
Mad on DC was so fucking good. What I really want them to do, they will never do this ever. I would love if they did a Mad About Marvel.
Oh, that would be great. They need to do one about Image Comics too. And make fun of them. That'd be good. DC Compact Comics. We're getting displays of those up in comic book shops.
What does that mean?
So you know how you usually see like a display of like a certain set of books, like Team NT. Like let me send this article
Like a
to you so that
cardboard
way.
cutout?
Yeah, like it has like the books in it and everything. So we're gonna be like having like straight up like this is where these books are here in the shop now, and you can buy them.
Oh,
from
it's
this,
a little
like,
separate. It's like
cool display.
Okay, yeah, it's like a little separate with all the books like to buy on the. Yeah, I know about that. Okay.
Yeah, which I'm really excited about. It's like, oh, we're pushing even more for these, and like
Yeah,
they have the
Comic-Con's
big
been
old
great.
$9.99 for them, and I'm just like, I hope that's in more than just bookstore, like comic book shop. I hope that's in like Barnes and Nobles and like some other stores because that'd be kind of cool. It would kind of get more people into it.
That's
So
really cool. Actually,
more people
yeah.
will be like, I'm gonna get into DC more. I'm just like, yes. We got a small little reveal on Sean. I think his name is Sean Murphy. I want to say yes, Sean Gordon Murphy, who is the writer and artist for Batman White Knight.
White
There's
Knight.
going to be another sequel to it, where I guess he's teaming up with Clark Kent. There is going to be a Superman, like a younger Superman that he's going to be like meeting up with. So we're gonna get more from that series.
That's cool.
So that looks interesting. I still need to read that universe. Maybe I'll do that one day for like the podcast. I'll be like, oh, I took like a look into the White Knight universe, and this is my thoughts. And then what do we have after this? 616 Day. There was Doom mystery bags, and these were recalled because
Why?
of like. So they said it was because technical issues with the people that they were going through at PRH hid the correct retailer discount, wiping prior orders and shifting the final order cutoff to today. So a bunch of shops had to like reorder them,
Huh.
and they were like, okay, hey, like we're gonna have to redo all this. So hopefully people
Strange.
get those mystery bags because these are kind of cool looking for the different issues. Like the ones that are coming in this mystery bag. So it says 2 specialty comics and 1 bonus item. So you have issue 1 of Doom Quest, which is the new comic coming out, and then there's Avengers versus Doom, like an old issue of Avengers, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, another Avengers, another Fantastic Four, and another Invincible Iron Man. So you got like Iron Man 149.
Huh.
Oh no, actually these are the same issues. These are just, I guess, variant covers. So you're getting variant covers along with like these classic comics.
Nice.
That's kind of cool.
You said they were putting Doom Quest?
Yeah, so Doom Quest is going to be one of the comics that comes with this.
That's the Iron Man crossover. Yeah. That's cool.
No. That's the Ryan North book that's coming out.
Oh! It's strange how they named Doom Quest, but Doom Quest was also the Iron Man Doctor Doom crossover line. It's very strange.
I always referred to it as like, I thought it was called like Camelot or something too. There was like it was called Camelot something back in the day.
When I think of Camelot, I think of Swamp Thing as the spider holding up Camelot's castle.
That's like one of my favorite covers, and I have that in like a special box.
It's such a strange cover.
It is, but it's so cool. What else do we got?
Man breaks world record for most Marvel tattoos.
Yes!
What's this about?
There's a video that I saved, and it's just this guy that has so many fucking Marvel tattoos
If you
on him.
Screenshot it and send me a picture, I'd appreciate it.
I can find it here in my Discord messages I sent to myself. Here it is. Let me open up the link, and then I will send it to you.
Oh my god! Can you send it to me? I'm still waiting for it.
I know. Sorry, I'm screenshotting it, and then I'm going to send it to you. But I can't talk. We've been talking for so long today. This is a really long episode.
Not really. It's longer than our other ones, like last two.
We're
But like
almost at 3 hours though.
we're almost at 2 hours 24 minutes.
2 hours and 20. Is it?
We've been recording for 2 hours 24 minutes. Yes.
Oh, maybe because I was later. I didn't realize it. But this is the guy. This is the guy with all the tattoos.
That is so many fucking tattoos. What the fuck?
It's up and down his legs, and there's a part where in the video they cut it off, but he like almost pulls down his pants in the back, like revealing his ass.
Open link.
So I think he's got tattoos all over, like everywhere.
D downloads. So this one, very very strange.
But apparently he was like getting people like taking pictures and stuff with him because he had like so many, and he's like, I was like a celebrity. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Huh.
This is neat news. I just found it while I was looking up stuff for the podcast, and I was like, this is kind of neat. This is fun.
What is very interesting is that Comixology shuts down. The last employee quietly left the building.
So they still are doing Comixology originals, but that's it for everything like Comixology related. But like everybody that worked for them is gone now. There's nobody else that works for them, and they are planning, like the people are planning to like build their own comic app that worked for Comixology. So we might see something like that where it's like, oh hey, we're the people that helped make Comixology, and here's an app that we built to do comics still digitally.
Oh, like
it's not
yeah, there's some
involved
people
with
make
Amazon.
a new company. Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm happy about, like, to hear that. When I'm just like, fine, like, I can actually read comics over this way. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. But we'll see. And then
Marvel Tokon reveals Avengers team.
They revealed the rest of the Avengers team with Shuri being the Black Panther, and Hulk is like the king of the Savage Lands in his storyline. He's got like World War Hulk armor, but
what's also very interesting,
he's doing stuff in there.
What's also very interesting, I didn't know this about this until now. Sung-Won Cho, who is Pro ZD, voices Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah,
I just learned about that like 2 days ago, and I'm like, holy shit, that's interested. Really cool.
I'm interested to see what Doctor Doom's team is and what Ghost Rider's team is, because those are the last two teams.
I'm wondering if Ghost Rider's going to be like more magic-based stuff, or maybe cosmic-based stuff, because Cosmic Ghost Rider is a thing.
I think this is the newer Ghost Rider. It's the one with the car that they're using.
Oh, his name is Jaime. I know his name is Jaime.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Not Jaime Reyes, because Jaime Reyes is Blue Beetle. But it's another, like, Latin American, like, superhero who's a young guy with weird, strange powers that's a legacy character that's also named Jaime.
Yeah. But for our last piece of news, I thought this was really cool. There was a teacher up on Blue Sky asking for funds to help Foley meet a goal where he was going to get Superman Smashes the Klan for his graphic novel course, and they actually met the goal. So now they're going to have Superman Smashes the Klan be one of the comics that they cover in his class, which I thought was a really cool idea. Like, I love seeing comics being used in curriculum. Like, we've had people bring up like Watchmen and some other books. Like, there was one I had to read called Marxie.
I think if one book needs to be taught in schools, it's All-Star Superman.
That would be an interesting one. I want to see, like, I will pose a question to our audience before we finish here. What books do you guys think should be put into a comic curriculum course? Like, what are some iconic books, or some books that are just like, this would be an interesting like story to dissect, or like in storytelling, like what to learn from here? Yes. I just want to know your guys' thoughts, because I think it's interesting hearing everybody else's like ideas of like, this should be something that people learn about, or this should be exposed more to these people, because there's like graphic novels and comic books and all sorts of things. Comics are varying in so many different ways.
I think more
So
people
I
need to
think
be
that's neat.
media literate about comics and like be aware that
Yes,
comics are an actual legitimate art form. And
they
not
are.
just superheroes. We love superheroes here, but like it's more than just superheroes. Like
Yeah, like
End
I
of
said,
Life is not about superheroes, and that's a fucking great comic.
yes. And the book I read for like college, it was called Marzi. It was all about the Soviet Union, and it was like a comic that was like each day was different, and it was about this girl and how her life was during the reign of the Soviet Union.
Do you know
And
what
I
that
thought that was
reminds me of? And
interesting.
you're probably gonna say the same thing, Mouse.
I did read Mouse. I actually have both volumes. I didn't read that for school though. I read that on my own because I was like, oh, this is like a really big
Mouse
comic.
needs to be taught in schools.
I think it might be. I think that is part of some people's curriculum for
Nice.
reading. So I read both of those, and I thought it was an excellent book. I need to
Yeah.
reread them again.
Now I was
So
gonna talk about Snyderverse stuff and Cody's gonna talk about comic book salaries, but we're gonna touch on that next week because you gotta go soon.
yeah, I have to go to work.
But before
Or
we
you could talk about it by yourself, and I could just leave, and you can end the
nah,
podcast.
it's better if you're there with me.
Okay.
But before we head out, let us talk about the comics that are coming up next week. We have a very big list of comics from Marvel's side. We have stuff like Ultimate Endgame #4, which is going to be the follow-up to Peter Parker dying. Some more X-Men stuff I'm not reading. Captain America #11, which is still following up on like, oh, Doctor Doom as a secret weapon and maybe a clone or something. Iron Man #5, which I've been really enjoying Iron Man, and it's going to have Advanced Iron Man. So AIM, the AIM guy, they made a new Iron Man suit, and it's by some guy named Bert Ebersol. I think he's the guy who got captured in the first issue.
Okay.
But they made a new Iron Man suit, and it's like, oh shit. Um, we got Amazing Spider-Man Venom Death Spiral Body Count #1, which details the origins of Torment, which I'm
I was
hoping
gonna
is
say
not dead.
we never really explained who he was.
They're gonna explain it in a separate issue. Um,
Okay.
and we have some Star Wars stuff. So Star Wars Shadow of Maul. I'm not really reading that. I kind of miss reading a Star Wars comic, but like, there's not really any Star Wars comics really interested right now. I really missed Jedi Knights, which was really fucking good. Problematic writer, hey Guggenheim, but like the comic was really good. I really enjoyed it. And then, of course, the biggest comic that's probably going to be released by Marvel next week is Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day #1, which is, I've heard rumors that it got canned before the first issue is even out. We'll see. But it's the Dan Slott Brand New Day thing, which I've seen a lot of discourse about. People don't like that it got announced, but
Mm-hmm.
it looks cool to me. I like Dan Slott. I'll read it. As for
Nice.
DC, we have Absolute Batman #20, dealing with the Robins. The Robins are here. They got a mech and shit. It's really cool. Absolute
We got the
Martian Manhunter.
penultimate issue of Absolute. Like, I'm excited to see what happens.
Absolute Martian Manhunter is so good. I'm gonna read that.
It's gonna be so sad when
You're
it
gonna
ends.
be reading Bleeding Hearts #4. Are you reading
Yeah.
Firestorm?
I haven't started it yet. I didn't realize issue 2 is already out.
Yes. Bleeding Hearts #4 is a thing. Supergirl #13. I know you're reading that.
Yes, I'm so excited to see what happens next.
The first issue of Barbara Gordon Breakout, which I will be reading because
I'll be reading that as well.
That Batman issue was so good. Emperor Aquaman dealing with Black Manta, and Green Lantern Corps #16.
Yeah, that's not a big week for
The
that.
robot girls turn evil, I guess. From Image, there's like just regular stuff, Transformers and some other Hasbro stuff. No Radiant Black and no Icarus of Corpses, so it's like
Yeah. That's not for like later until the week.
But for
like, into the month.
IEW, we have a very strange lineup. Timothy, obviously. But we have one called Godzilla versus America. Texas #1?
Yes, I think each one of those issues, I think they're the funds go to like something. I can't remember. No, it might be a different issue that I'm thinking. I felt like I read somewhere it was like the funds for those issues go to like natural disaster care.
Godzilla versus America. So there are various Godzilla versus America stuff. The list that I see is Chicago, Los Angeles, Boston, Kansas City, Portland, which is near me, Texas, and San Diego. And I guess the new one's
Ooh.
going to be Texas coming out. And I guess San Diego's coming out after. It even has San
Okay.
Diego Comic Con on it, which is very strange. But
Neat.
that'll be it for us. Thank you all for watching. We will see all of you next week where we tackle more comics and I talk about how there's no Radiant Black next week.
We need more Radiant Black. Give it
We
to us,
need
Kyle
more Radiant
Higgins.
Black, please. I guess I could read Rogue Sun, but like, I don't know.
It's time to kidnap Kyle Higgins and put him in our base and make him write all of Radiant Black.
Oh no, I wouldn't kidnap him for Radiant Black. I kidnap him for Batman,
The show.
Immortal Legend Batman.
That too. And to question him who his favorite common writer is.
Hey,
That's what I would do.
ask him on Blue Sky. Maybe he'll answer.
I should just ask him in his Discord. He has a Discord.
Yeah. But yes, we are heading off. We will see all of you next week. Bye.
See y'all later.
Read some comics, fuckers.